That's okay. Well, that's a way to start the chat there, Brian. Hi, hi from the political cesspool that is America. Not exactly wrong now, are you? Okay, well, all right. Let's just get going, right? Dax. All right, everything is working. Okay, Dax. Audio seems to be going all right. I'll have to test this shit sometime. Maybe next week. Maybe next week I should start doing some serious work stuff. Sort shit out. Yeah, it's one of those days when you think of, well, I could set aside a day for literally just doing the little tasks and all the things. In fact, actually, I probably should. I've been meaning for the last past 3, maybe 5 years to redo the YouTube members intro video as well. So, hell, even for streams, I've been thinking of doing a couple of a new intro. Definitely, I wanted to do that as well, but. Or at least add a few extras, so... anyways, thinking, oh god, what the hell did I wanted to do? Sort... Jesus, what the fuck to sort out? And there goes my idea. You just witnessed an idea vanishing. Oh my god. Okay, it's gonna be killing me for the next couple of minutes until I remember. Or forget fully. Oh my god, the idea is leaving me. Oh. Fuck. Oh, it's one of those... Oh, come on. Wanted to sort out something. Damn it! Write down your ideas. That's why I write them down, but it's one of those things that you think of for a second, you think of, oh, it's a really good idea. Then, a couple of minutes later, as your focus shifts to something else, you forget the first idea and it just vanishes. But you know that it was a good idea or something useful. Oh, and there goes that idea. It just goes away. Fuck my life. I should have at least mentioned it so at least you could remind me, but... fine. Yeah, the YouTube members video I want to redo. I do want to do the streams, new intro. Those are old ideas that I just need to get around doing, but there was something else that I wanted to sort out. Fuck. Ah, well, there it goes. Fuck! Mind fart. Well, that's a way to start, I guess. Okay. Right, fuck it. It is what it is. Right then, so, today I wanted to go over or at least try my hand into the next ship that I haven't, or rather the last ship that I haven't reviewed that is currently out from the new set of things. And that is the Corsair. So, yeah, arguably the best ship out of the bunch of ships that have been released, even right now. Let's see. When is Panther Clipper supposed to be going open? Or for everyone, you know, going out of the fucking FOMO. When is Panther Clipper supposed to go out of FOMO? And free, it's... No, it's not free. But whatever, yeah. 23rd September. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's gonna be pretty good, good timing then. Yeah, perfect. So there you go. Right. Let's see what else. Yeah. Well, then we have the Type 11 and so on and so forth. But yeah. All right. All right. Got it. Well, let's get going then, shall we? When is gaming to be less anti-consumer? Zinx, I have no idea what sentence is that. But okay. The answer to that is depends on where you look at. Again, gaming as a whole, right? What do you mean gaming as a whole? Anti-consumer. Well, you can quite literally go on eBay, buy some old fucking games. Hell, you can go to Chinese markets and get pirated games galore in a fucking Android. No problem. Hell, you don't even need to do that. There's the retro ROM sites left and right. You can download that stuff yourself if you don't want to pay that extra. Hell, GOG on top of it. There are plenty of games out there. Hell, even some new ones. But I think you mean the latest games, and especially you mean the AAA gaming, or at least mainstream gaming. Because the thing is, gaming as a whole, especially indie scene, is always pretty good. Well, indie scene is filled with crappy games, but generally speaking, it's not as abusive. On the other hand, if you look at mobile markets, mobile gaming, it's the most horrid shit in the world. Point is, I'm being a dick about generalization. Right? I know what you mean, but that's a gross overgeneralization. Be precise about your fucking words. And yes, I'm being a dick. Anyways. Silk Song yesterday. Yes, I did that. Hold on, is the stream name not changed? Hold on, is the YouTube again fucking me over? No, it's Elite Dangerous, everything, yep. YouTube, man, fucking YouTube's streaming just sometimes pisses me off so goddamn much. Right. Let's get going, right, so, yes, my hero has a Twitch channel. Me, a hero? Yes. I'm also the Messiah, yes. The great and powerful Yabix is the best and the only gaming messiah for the fundamentalist fundamentalist church of gaming. There we go. That's what we can call it. Yes. But anyways, when can we expect the review to come out? Right, so for the Corsair, I'd like to release it next week, right? So today I'm just gonna gather the data. Probably gonna be playing a bit as well, because there's not much particular stat-wise. I'll try to go faster through the stats this time around, even though usually it takes me 2 streams to properly do things and absorb information. The first one, like today, is all about the stats, and the second one is about just pure gameplay. But we'll see. Yeah, right. So, is it just me? Simon says, or for front-end developments putting more resources, brackets, and actually listen to the feedback in Jurassic World Evolution. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. But that is their biggest money-making game. Jurassic World Evolution is definitely their biggest money maker, absolutely. I recently was out on an expedition trip. I found undiscovered twin planets close to Georgia. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see, and Shadow, right? So I couldn't care less about Type 11. I hate mining anyway. The reality of the matter of fact is mining, well, at the highest level, is the biggest money maker out there right now. The best trading gameplay ain't gonna be competing with mining, and that's how it should be. But currently, trading can net you up to, I think it's somewhere around 100 million an hour if you are quick. And well, there are some instances where it can go higher, but mining at most in some bizarre instances and events could do about 400 million. You know, not completely min-maxing, but close to min-maxing. While on the average, with good setup and so on and so forth, could do about 200 if, well, it's still pretty hard, but yeah, even on the more average, it's gonna do 60 an hour, while trading in general is gonna be easier to get that 60 an hour, but is harder limited on the top end, if you will. But again, stats, whatever, who cares, right? But then again, hey, trading and mining both are purely dependent on the profit you make rather than the stuff you mine. These days, a little bit less, although no, actually, no, Elite Dangerous never had necessity for mining to be other than the profit-driven, and trading, absolutely. Colony building is just purely trade-based gameplay, so it is what it is. Anyways, Rodina review, right? So I did look up the word Rodina, and some random Russian bullshit came up, and I was like, what the fuck? Then I looked in Steam. There is a game. I've seen some things. It's an indie. It's an indie, so certain expectations are there, but it's not high on my list, generally speaking, right now. For the last... Well, I'm trying to get back into Elite Dangerous stuff. I want to cover as fast as possible the topics I've sort of set away side while I was away. And the more I do, the more I don't want to, as a matter of fact. So that is a problem. That is a problem with Elite Dangerous as a whole. The more I look at the new ships, the more disgusted I am. Even more than I was. I mean, coming back after a year, after the pay-to-win announcements, Jesus fucking Christ, I saw the ships that were released. I tried to cloister myself, and that helped me, actually. Not looking at the stats of the new ships that were releasing, you know, the Python Mark II, Mandalay, Cobra 5, Type 8, what was it else? What? There was one more. No, yeah, all four of them. If I didn't look at the stats precisely, I knew a thing or two about them, you know, as everyone was saying, but Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit, he actually answered. Yes, well, I do read the chats. Thing with the Rodina and pretty much every other game that you guys want me to take a look at and so on and so forth, especially if it's an indie game, right? Just like with Spaceborne, my first impressions might end up being, you know, interesting, if you will, but like with Empyrean Galactic Survival, for example, oftentimes when I talk about, and the same thing with Spaceborne, but Spaceborne was a special case, right? So the more people mention it, the less I'm inclined of actually being positive about it going into it. But regardless, Spaceborne was an interesting sort of piece. I went into it, saw actually some interesting features, something that I didn't expect, and some really good stuff. Quite a lot of expected asset flippy feels, if you will. Fine, whatever. With the Spaceborne, however, yeah, the whole effort and approach was soured tremendously by the fact that, well, the developer, obviously, it's a solo developer for Spaceborne, right? And he opted for using quite a bit of just assets from literally everywhere, and that comes with the problem of, well, falling into IP infringement, or potential IP infringement, essentially, just copying assets left and right just because they were for free or whatnot else, right? First of all, I found that, well, credits were not given quite often. Which is, you know, to certain models, yeah, it's not necessary, but there are plenty of models that require you to actually credit them, and I suspect that there were plenty of models that were used without crediting. That's a bad practice, even though it's not enforceable, whatever. It's just a dick move. If you take a free model and it, you know, uses the Creative Commons. There was one of the Creative Commons license that requires you to credit the creator. Kevin MacLeod, for example, his music goes with a free license, but you have to credit it, and that's absolutely fine thing. I even going beyond that, in my videos when I use something, I try to credit whatever tracks I am using for music, right? It's one of the things. But and with Spaceborne, yeah, like I showcased in the video, my second video for Spaceborne, there were some extremely questionable models being used from several different intellectual properties, and I highly doubt they were licensed. I, you know, follow their sources and so on and so forth. Then, yeah, again, when you're taking in a lot of free models from left and right rather than making your own or commissioning them, yes, you can easily and quickly fall into just accidentally, you know, infringing or what else on these licenses, and you can still be taken in. On a lawsuit, or if you will, or some kind of a court case for IP infringement, even if accidental. Yes, your punishment is going to be lower, but it's just souring. Essentially, from a customer perspective, I don't really, you know, care if well, you're stealing from Disney, right? Who cares, right? Fuck that company in general, right? Or from Marvel or whatnot else. Disney again, right? But it's still bad practice to just be shameless about it, if you will. And fair enough. Spaceborne developer was, you know, upfront and honest about how he's doing things, and you know, being more receptive to the criticism and so on and so forth. So he's gonna do his best, but still, just taking in so many relatively unrelated models, just smashing them together, doesn't produce a particularly uniform style for your product, and on top of it is just smashing in items, if you will, from the asset store, you know, asset store, be that fab.com or not also Thingiverse, probably some other places as well. It's just not good form. Bottom line is, it's just not good form. Let's see. As for Rodina, right? If I look at it, I'll look at it. But the more somebody is just clamoring in the corner saying, "Hey, hey, 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 go review it," I'm not really interested in it, in that sort of weird, rapturous fanboyism, if you will. It does turn you off, or rather gives you that first impression of just, no, thanks, chief. If I might look at it at some point. I do try to keep up with relatively newer releases, but more serious releases for space games in general, or at least something that is more refined. More specifically, in this case, I'm referring to Void Crew and Jump Space, as it's called these days. Some relatively more half-baked pieces in early access, less so, though Rodina did look a little bit more finished than most average ones that I look at. And Empyrean is another one that quite a lot of people mention. Oh, what about what about the Empyrean Galactic Star? It's shit. I didn't like Empyrean Galactic Survival at all. There were some pretty interesting features that go beyond Space Engineers, but so fucking many details just fall behind even Space Engineers 1 level of UI, and that UI for Space Engineers 1 is just frustrating, to say the least. Empyrean Galactic Survival certainly didn't do any favors for itself to be just that overly convoluted. And I don't mean overly complex or overly complicated. It's convoluted, quite literally. So yeah, it pissed me off immediately about that. However, the idea of having, you know, multiple systems and so forth to go around with what was it, the voxel environments, cool idea. Execution pretty poor. Not fun. Like, not fun to play. Pure and simple. I had absolutely no fun playing it. And that's the problem with it itself as a whole for me. It just didn't draw me in. I saw quite a lot of interesting features, technical things, definitely, but it just... And people constantly mentioning, oh, well, what? Oh, God, fucking damn it, too many ships in the... Okay, fine, and now I need to find a different station where to store crap. Oh, God. Where can I store crap? Alright. I'll find... Oh. Well, I don't really want to. Have I heard of Pioneer space game? Wing Commander Pioneer? I think there was another space game by the name of Pioneer somewhere, but yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, oh, right. To answer the question, Metallica fan. I haven't played Elite Dangerous since console version got put on live support. Yeah, that's correct. How much are the new ships in the FOMO shop? It's actually pay-to-win shop, but whatever. Wait, what? How much? How much? You literally can open up the browser and look at the ARC's prices and attribute that to relative pricing, but if I remember correctly, the prices, every ship until Panther Clipper, the first 5, they were what, 20 or $25 approximation for the ARC's equivalent. Something like that, I think so. The Panther Clipper and now Type 11, the upcoming ship, both will be for what, 30 or 40 bucks? Something like that? Can't say. No, just Pioneer. I think I've stumbled across that game in my history lesson videos or research, so I need to look over the list that I have. Actually, give me a moment. I've been working on a video for quite some time. Let me just go over a list. Pioneer. Have I? No, I haven't. Okay, interesting. In that case, Kensei, if you can, find a link to either a wiki article or something, just the main article for the game, and post it in Discord, in one of the channels. I'll look over. Because thing is, right now in my mega list of all space games, you know, more space sim style games, games with a spaceship essentially, centric gameplay, I have 231 entries. Well, 230 entries technically. And I remember most of them. There's a lot of Star Wars. There's a lot of, yeah, Star Wars. There's the Star Trek bunch as well. But I do want to make a mega video about this, this sort of stuff. But it's a lot of work, and I honestly would need help on it. And probably I'll ask my community. So if you ever want to help out and be available for help, come join the Discords. Anyways, let's see, Nafanta? Hopefully I got that right. Omega, you live. Love your videos, and I have a question for you. Okay, if you say so. Ducks. Alright, so now I need to just go and clean out my shipyard, basically. Well, there are a couple. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be basically just getting rid of ships that I don't use, or rather transport them. Yeah, Bunda. Since I usually go to Bunda anyways, might as well make my second home Bunda. Since there are no multiple big starports in this system. Or any other starports that are not on a planet. But anyways. A fully engineered an Emporial Eagle for PvE. How good it can become. Like, what's the limit? How the fuck do I answer that question? What's your measurement stick? Like, what do you measure it for or against? How do I even... eh? Like that... How do you measure something for PvE? Hell, how do you even... Well, for PvP, yeah, you can understand, you know, meta game, right? You could kind of argue for one or another build and what it does for PvE. But for PvE, for player versus environment, what's your again, what's your yardstick in that case? Because it's pretty hard to answer that question. There are multiple types of PvE in Elite Dangerous, so... Well, there are technically 3. Maybe 4 if you count on foot legs. Jesus Christ. But anyways, so remember the English... Hey, my English ain't the best either, okay? So, anyways, let's see. Can you give an example for like what knockoff ship? Right. Okay. I think I got. Do I have squeaks on? Oh god damn it. I'll do a quick test. Will the alerts actually work on... Ah! I'll answer the question. Give me a moment. I just want to see whether or not OBS and Streamlabs is working today together. That's an old one. That's just a test alert, if you will. So it does work. A squeak should be coming off at some point. Anyways, right, that's just for generosity there. Right, so, to answer the question, essentially, for PvE gameplay, Elite Dangerous has about, as I said, 4 types of gameplay. Number 1 is the standard Has-Res, if you will. Has-Res, essentially all the ships are, without engineering, just basic random parts put in the ship and spawned, right? Has-Res, nav beacons, basic combat zones, stuff like that. Number 2 is the new style with engineered ships. That is some combat zones. Then there's the pirate zones, threat 6 and 7. Essentially, all the ships come with random engineered parts. There's a big distinction between those two because of one specific thing I'll mention later. Then there's the PvE gameplay for Targoids. That's a completely different one. It's very separate. And after that, the on-foot gameplay, where you can use the ship to bombard the on-foot people, if you will. It's not really much of a combat, but whatever. So, on-foot can be done by any ship, just as long as you have dumbfire missiles. That's it. Doesn't really fucking matter. Yeah, there are turrets that will shoot you, but who cares? The Has-Res zones... I mean, any ship can kill any ship, right? Ultimately, even if you have no engineering, pretty much... yeah, I would say pretty much any ship, with exception maybe of a hauler, could kill any NPC ship. Like, it's gonna take a shit ton of time and specific maybe builds here and there, but ultimately it's so nebulous and so pointless that with any ship you can kill pretty much any NPC ship. There's really no skill gap, there's just mostly a few tactics here and there, but ultimately for PvE, when the engineering comes in, it becomes even easier, right? Pure and simple, so it's pointless. That's how nebulous and simple the PvE gameplay general, right? PvE gameplay in Elite Dangerous is. As long as you have shields, you can do what the fuck ever you want, and the same thing goes with gameplay for ships, essentially. For player versus environment, sort of Has-Res shooting. Then comes the Pirate Zone 6 and 7. Because Imperial Eagle is with a relatively lower tier. Well, it just simply doesn't have a lot of hull. It's a small ship, right? So it doesn't have a lot of hull. And because ships, random NPC ships that are generated or spawned in, come with random upgrades to their weapons, some of them could have phasing sequence. And eventually... yeah, they will be harder to kill because of, you know, whatever other engineered stuff there is, but ultimately you can kill any ship with Imperial Eagle as well. You're not going to be able to sustain that for long, and because of random effects, especially phasing sequence, not even the best ships out there can stay in those pirate zones forever, unlike with Has-Res, where no engineering happens. And phasing sequence really is the bane of all permanent farming, if you will. Always is. So yeah, that's the only effect that goes through the shields, and there you go. For Thargoid gameplay, yeah, there's a lot of engineering required. But no, I mean, the fact of the matter is that I think McCann, or at least somebody from AXI, managed to take down Hydra. Yeah, it was the Hydra, the biggest, toughest, most insane Targoid, with a fucking hauler. A fucking hauler, I remind you. So at this point, literally any ship in the game can do Targoids. It's gonna be pretty tough. You're gonna have to be very skilled to do these things, but if hauler can do it, you can do it too. With any ship, which is pretty funny and interesting, but there you go. Let's see. But yeah, the reason why Hauler is the worst ship in the game, pure and simple. It has less hull, shields, and weapons than a Sidewinder. Yes, even though technically in the game's price tag, Hauler is higher than Imperial than Sidewinder. The fact is, Hauler is more expensive than Sidewinder because it has internal crap in it. In reality, Hauler actually is the cheapest, weakest, Not the slowest ship. Don't think so. No, it's not the slowest. Absolutely not. Enhanced thrusters actually help it. But either which case, it's the shittiest ship in the game, essentially, in that sort of a sense. Right. So there we go. Yeah, there you go. Ultimately, when it comes to PvE gameplay, you're not going to be going after the pirate zones or fighting against NPCs with engineered stuff. Besides, they only spawn in very specific places. Besides, you'd never want to even do that because, again, phasing sequence just ruins the fun and makes it less interesting. When it comes to any other kind of PvE gameplay, unless it's Targoid stuff, you're gonna be just shield tanking and not really caring. Like I'm doing right now. Right? Cool. So yeah, in Elite, with PvE gameplay, I see a lot of space dads, or maybe people who don't play the game a lot and think, oh well, I need a specific build for X, Y, and Z gameplay, and oftentimes it's true, but when it comes to pure PvE gameplay, HazRes, right? Hazardous resource extraction sites or basically just going bounty hunting, right? All you need is shields and lasers. Lasers because it has no ammo, pure and simple, so eventually you're gonna go through enemy shields and kill them. And you need shields because that's a regenerative health that you can get back up to 50% after a reboot repair, and it doesn't allow any module damage. As long as you have those two things on as much as possible, that's it. You don't need any other build. Literally, that's it. That's the build. You can min-max, you know, the specific damage or specific things, but it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You might be killing things a little bit fast, but there you go. Shields and lasers. That's it. Everything else is really pointless. You can do whatever you want, and it's not gonna affect almost anything. So, there you go. Yeah, that's how bland PvE gameplay really is in Elite. Just need two things. And I realized that very early on. I mean, hell, when you realize that, hey, flying with a shield saves you from module damage, you immediately realize, well, why do you need hull underneath and slow yourself down? You're never going to break those shields because those shields regenerate relatively quickly. As long as you're, you know, not being stupid and so on and so forth. So, yeah. No. That's it. Right, might as well transfer to this location. I'm gonna be transferring whatever ships I just don't fly at all. Keelback. Oh god, Keelback actually has something on it though. It's a frameshift drive. Yeah, nah. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, no, railguns are ultimately better than lasers if you're bothering with plasma slug and scooping from time to time. Again, Shadow, you're wasting time. You could be literally killing NPCs while you're trekking your dumbass back to the star to refuel. Anything with a capacity consumable weapon ammo, there we go, with ammunition is gonna be less efficient and more bothersome than stuff that doesn't need to be recharged. No, not recharged, but restocked. It is easier than going to a starport, true, but very minorly. Very minorly. In a minor way, yes. I very speak English good, yes, today. As you can see. So yeah, no. Plasma slug, as fun that might sound, or interesting, nah. Lasers are just... It just works, pure and simple. There's absolutely no need to go anywhere else. In invited a friend to play Elite, but he's new. So I was thinking, well, I just buy a small ship so we can progress together. And then I was thinking how fun it would be to fully engineer Eagle. I would say it's definitely worth it. Imperial Eagle, it's a good pick. Imperial Eagle is a good pick. Rather than the normal Eagle, Imperial Eagle is useful for one and only one thing. Top speed. Just like... there we go. Just like the Viper 3. Imperial Eagle, both of those ships can reach that maximum amount of speed in Elite Dangerous that you can go on your own by stripping the ship completely down, adding the enhanced, there we go, right there, enhanced thruster and min-maxing the speed. Both of those ships are the only two ships in the game that can max out the utter limit of ship speed in the game, which is 921 meters a second. No ship goes as fast as these two. Problem with Imperial Eagle, however, is that unlike Viper 3, Imperial Eagle just doesn't have as much health if you're trying to do some silly PvE stuff, PvP stuff. It doesn't have as much jump range, I think. Or did it have more? God damn it, I don't remember exactly. But essentially, because it is lighter, because it is smaller ship as well, it can equip, or rather it has less headroom than Viper 3 to equip extra stuff and still retain that top speed. And that's the reason why Viper 3 actually is not as good. I think, hold on. One of them also did maneuver better, but generally speaking, for racing, people did prefer Viper, even though it would be, I think it was slightly slower, but it would turn better. Either which case, that's the only good thing for the ship itself. So yeah, engineering it only for the maximum speed is the only way to go forth. Doing anything else with it, a waste of your time. A really waste of your time. Done. Let's get the shit here. Well, that's interesting. That's lightweight sensors, huh? Yeah. Ethereum X. Hopefully I got that right. Will this Corsair review call out the moral concerns of buying from Imperial Gutamaya? What do you mean, people being used as slaves in the universe of Elite Dangerous? I hate this stupid technicality, but in Elite's universe, the technicality of the slavery is that you're indentured servitude, as in you're paying off your debt by being a slave, technically. Whatever, I don't fucking care, honestly speaking. It's pretty stupid technicality anyways, but whatever. What else? No, I don't care. Like, here's the thing about the lore. I tried to, at some point I tried caring. Oh yeah, right. The Streamlabs does not catch the super chats. Cool. All right. Here's a squeak then to you. So thanks for the super chats there. Aha! There you go. So thank you. A little bit of a squeak there, but yeah, no. I very quickly realized that Elite developers don't care about the lore of the game. So why should I? Right? Why should any of us care about the lore of Elite Dangerous when the developers themselves don't seem to be interested in it? Like, seriously. There are no quests. There are no proper way, or rather, my biggest gripe is that the game itself does not present the story to the player. Like, for example, a new player, right? You start your game. Tell me, where is the lore opener, right? Oh, a tutorial says something. Okay. That's actually, the tutorial is a good start, but after you're done with the tutorial, right? What do you know about the environment you're playing in? Are there any guiding missions that tell you about Imperials, or Federation, or anything else? The answer is no. When it comes to Guardian missions, like Guardians themselves, right? Where do you have any kind of a mission that explores it? Well, there is one. There is one mission, technically. Closest thing that we have to some kind of a lore-based mission, you know, going to Guardian sites and getting the... using the relics to get the lore dumps, if you will. But that's what it is. It's a lore dump rather than a structured, delivered narrative to the player in any kind of a form. My frustrations with the Elite essentially is that, yeah, it doesn't have quests. Quests that talk about or rather present the story to the player. You have to literally go out of your way in order to find the story in the first place, let alone read it, understand it, hell, even piece it together. Even right now, the recent mystery thing, right? It's, hey, something is happening. Go find it out. How do you find it out? I don't know. And I get it. Mysteries are a side thing in Elite Dangerous, fair enough. But the general... How many of you know what the fuck is going on in Elite Dangerous? Besides people talking about, right? Do you know about the, you know, war between humanity and Targoids before? No. How much do you know of the current war that went on with within the Elite Dangerous between Targoids and humanity? What caused it? How it started? What were the personalities? Hell, how each faction does something, anything, literally anything. And that's the thing with Elite, generally speaking. If you take a look at comparisons between, say, any MMO, in fact, World of Warcraft, right? How do you know what, or rather, the quest system in any MMO RPG? Each quest tells you something, or presents something, if you just stop and read. I don't like reading, but at least they do present something. But Elite Dangerous doesn't have anything like that, and that has frustrated me for years. So why should we care about, you know, lore of Elite Dangerous when the developers themselves are not interested in presenting that, even the basic understanding of where the story of Elite Dangerous starts, what is happening, and so on and so forth. It's just like, hey, there we go. Thank you, Decapiton. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It's just basically a massive waste of time to try and get into the story, because it doesn't matter. Developers don't care about it, so why should you? And when it comes to these little mystery events and so on and so forth, it's just, hey, we have this new feature and we need some sort of fluff text to fill in the gaps of why something is happening in a game, right? That's the attitude we're taking with Elite Dangerous, especially. Hell, if we go and take a look at my personal despised gameplay story filler bullshit, Destiny 2. The fucking story is a just fucked excuse for things to happen, but at least it's presented, right? You have cutscenes, you have some characters talking to you, and you don't need to literally go out of your way to find the fucking logs, you know, audio logs, to be told what the fuck happened. Hell, you can even participate in an event happening, and you don't need to find it or be in time. Targoid War, for example. Like, even that is better than what fucking Elite Dangerous has. Star Citizen is a whole different fucking story. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute or so. You know. Yes. Give me a moment. Okay, test one. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, let's see, should have added some sad imperial slaves or angry pirates in, appropriate Odyssey starports. Yeah, well, let's be frank here, Elite Frontier Developments is trying to be extremely PG, if you will, extremely politically correct and so on and so forth. So the realities of murder and slavery and genocide and these sorts of things essentially is something that they try to actively avoid. And pretty much every goddamn company these days is actively trying to avoid these types of topics at all. Hell, even something like not Bethesda, but Battlefield. Battlefield 6 now is literally just doing, hey, we don't want the Russians or Chinese to be the bad guys, okay? We're gonna be putting... America gets invaded by PMC, insert blank bullshit name. Like, even 2042 tried to approach the whole nebulousness of warfare of, hey, you're playing a no patriot. You know, you're technically an American who fights for the Russian side, but they still had the American and Russian sides. So now with Battlefield 6, and you know that was also for Call of Duty, it's been long since the case of, hey, let's just create a nebulous enemy that doesn't have enemy force that doesn't have the affiliation with any real world political or social group. It's just fucking sad, honestly speaking. It's pathetic. Long since have passed the days of no Russian mission in Call of Duty. Now it's just a nebulous PMC group XYZ. Oh, thanks for the entertaining reviews. Well, thank you for watching them and enjoying them. Squeaks indeed. Where was I? Right. It's been an hour almost in, and I still have yet to pick up the fucking ship. Okay, here we go. Probably is about the time to go and pick up the Corsair in the first place and take a look at what it has for stats and other things. Right then. So, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is with Elite Dangerous having slavery, genocide, and, you know, interesting in-game lore history filled with just every, you know, war crime imaginable, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're not gonna do random Dobby slaves in starports. Although I would find that extremely funny. It would be extremely funny to see literal Dobbies being copy-pasted in Imperial starports. It would be... it would be very British of them. And a good, stupid reference to fucking Harry Potter. Oh, God. But sadly, no. Is it part of the lore that pirates mulch bunch of actual proper slaves into hamburger meat? Haven't heard that one before, but it's a big galaxy. Probably something somewhere does that, right? You can imagine a galaxy of plenty of people. You know, the Bethesda excuse. I think it was Bethesda who did that. Oh wait, no, it was the No Man's Sky. It was the No Man's Sky's, fuck, Sean Murray that bullshitted his way through interviews with this. Oh yeah, probably you can play together. Well, you can play together with your friend in the same universe as long as you have two separate PCs, just playing the same game. You can play with your friend that way. That's playing together, right? That's what the interviewer asked. Fucking Christ. So yeah, if you want to go through the bullshit levels, yeah, there you go. That's the bullshit answer. Yeah, probably there is such thing. It's not explicitly said, or it's just it could be, right? Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. The real reason Targoids invaded, they don't want to become Goid burgers. Honestly, that would be pretty funny. Sadly, Elite's universe is void of any levity, humor, or lightheartedness. It's all serious, all dour, all bleak. Or... no, it's mostly serious rather than bleak. Yeah, Elite's universe is not exactly the bleakest place. It's just generically stoic and serious all the time, without a single mission, without any single piece of lore, like a serious lore, not a reference, being, you know, Levitus, I guess you could say. Light-hearted, there we go. Although, actually, hold on. No, I don't think even a single... I need to go over the audio logs again, but... I'm trying to remember if there was a single audio log that had something even remotely light-hearted in it, outside of being serious, or dour, or, you know, that thematic. I'm trying to remember that, but I currently can't recall. But it's kind of funny that contrary to the in-game tone, essentially the tonal problem with Elite Dangerous is just a massive one. But contrary to the in-game tone, developers try to be, you know, funny, happy-go-lucky sort of when presenting the game itself, and yet the game itself is completely different to that type of a tone, which is just, it's tonal dissonance. There we go, which is pretty hilarious to see. Okay. let's get into the ship. Alright. Very similar to... Hold on a second. Is... No, they couldn't have. No, they couldn't have copied this. Don't tell me it's the same cockpit again. Don't tell me they copied the courier cockpit. Please don't. Well, while it's deciding to crash, give me a moment. I'll get my notes out and finally... yep, it's gonna crash. Cool. No! Jesus Christ. Well, that's a surprise. Tax. Pum pum pum. Yeah, of course. Corsair. Give me a moment. Need to sort out my files. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's the same fucking cock. God damn it! I knew it. It's the same. Damn it! Come on! Could have done more. Just not now. Let's just copy. Oh, fucking Christ! Well, at least it has extra space. Yeah, this one's limited to just this, so we'll see how that goes. Damn. Of course, it's the same. Give me a moment. Alright, yeah, a little bit different colors, and I think the angling is a bit different as well, but yeah, no, it's the same. Yeah, it's literally the same. God damn it. No! No! Come on! How lazy can you be? No! Just no! No! Just no! Come on! No! 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 Ah! It's on the fucking pole! Oh my god! Jesus, what the fuck, man? No! Yeah, it's... Oh god, it's a literal pole! How cheap! How cheap is that? Fucking Christ! Like, they could spend all that money on an artist to do the outside of the ship, but when it comes to the cockpit, literally, nah! Just take the courier, slap another seat with a pole on it, and done! Job done! Good job! Unbelievable. Unba-fucking-leavable. Unba-fucking-leavable. Right. Okay. I honestly... this is the laziest... No, this is the second laziest way to implement a new extra seat in a cockpit. The most lazy and yet understandable way of adding extra seat in a ship was in keelback. In a keelback, developers simply, in order to add it a little bit of extra features, if you will, it is the cheapest ship with a ship launch fighter, so the ship at the time was the only one without a extra pilot seat for multi-crew, so developers actually balanced it a little bit by adding the extra seat, and they just simply copy-pasted in a seat. However, this is even worse than that untextured piece of shit Odyssey Alpha, whatever one they wanted to call for Apex. Insert a clip here. This is just sad and pathetic. Unbelievable. And especially for a ship from a manufacturer that is supposed to be the most luxurious outside this Southern Kruger for, you know, the passenger ships. Outside of that, this is supposed to be the, you know, the supercar, hypercar manufacturer. They just slap out this. Come on! Like they couldn't be bothered to remodel a cockpit. Make a completely new one. Unbelievable. At least, as far as I can see from Panther Clipper, they actually did splooge for a bit more money on the cockpit remodeling as well. Or rather, modeling a whole new one. So, good job there! Fucking Christ. Unfucking like, this is just unbelievable. Like, they could splooge for for a budget for a artist to do an outside of the ship, but nah, doing inside, nah, that's too hard. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh god. All right. Let's take it for a quick spin.
Landing gear retracted.
Disengage from landing pad. You are go for departure.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Huh. Interesting. Actually, one of the worst sounding ships in the game. Like, it's very muted sound. Not very distinctive either. And it's very unusual, because Python 2, Type 8 especially, then Cobra 5 and of course Mandalay, all of them, with maybe exception of Cobra 5, had exceptionally umphy sound effects for boosting and just flying, essentially, if you will. The thruster sounds came through quite crisp and quite big, especially for Type 8, which is undeserved, but regardless, you know, if you're going to be selling a new ship, your audio team is going to be really hard at work to make it feel big, grandiose, and, you know, really cool. On the other hand, wow, this yeah, the sound, not only it's muted, it doesn't have any bass, right? If there is one frequency of sound that would go through the ship environment more than any other, it is the bass, right? Because it's a lot easier to mute the top end of audio frequencies rather than the bass itself, right? But you mostly hear the top end rather than the bottom end, which is just bizarre. Doesn't make sense. Wow. Okay. Well, that's honestly, it's a disappointing sound effect. All right. Have you noticed the chairs in the ship are the wrong kind? Let's see. Well, they are white. So the pilot's chair is white. So outside of just having a slightly different coloring, and one of them being on the fucking pole, it doesn't look like they are any different. Yeah, it's just different coloring for the textures, and that's it. A hue shift. Compared with the courier. Well, the courier's chairs are simply standard black. Well, I mean, yeah, technically Imperial, I mean, Gutamai has slightly different chair, well, quite a lot different chairs. Yeah, if you mean they are not the Imperial Gutamaya chairs, yeah, that might be true. Yeah, that's actually a good spot. Actually, that is a good spot. Yeah, because if you were to mention, hey, Cutter and Clipper have different chairs, yes, definitely is. But yeah, Imperial Courier also had the luxurious Gutamaya chairs, unlike all the other ships in the game. So yeah, it's bizarre. Honestly, it's bizarre. You're right.
Access granted. Please head directly for Bay 18.
No blinded to you piece of shit! Fuck off! Unfucking-believable. Goddamn garbage. Right, here we go. All right.
Deploy landing gear.
Any fucking day now.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, here we go.
Docking complete. Ground crew dispatched. Station services are at your disposal.
All about that base, indeed. Ducks. Right, just to showcase the folks at home, let me find my Imperial Courier, and you'll see the difference in the chairs. So yeah, you have these alienish looking, futuristic, sleek chairs, but yeah. So fucking lame. They couldn't even been bothered doing that. Jesus Christ, how lazy is that? Like, that genuinely is lazy. Fucking Christ. Alright. Actually, speaking of that, Courier has a pretty good sound too. Unlike Corsair. Finally a balanced FOMO ship.
Ship uncoupled. Moderate speed
Yeah, I
on
don't know
exit.
about that. Yeah, you can feel the bass coming in this small ship. There's a little bit of sound as well as it's flying, a little bit of oscillating. Yeah, oscillating sound. It's a lot crisper, a lot cleaner.
Your approach is good. Maintain current course. Permission authorized. Please head directly for Bay
Yeah, what the hell happened with the design of Corsair? Jesus Christ, it's half-assed. If I were to sell a ship for to try and get money, actual money for the microtransaction, Jesus Christ, I would at least do more work than that. Fucking Christ. But no, let's just slap in some... Fucking Christ, man. What the hell is this ship? Right, well, Corsair... the first impressions of Corsair. Not particularly good, gotta say. Now, let's see. What do we have for... Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, a horrible walkway. Definitely gonna be spraining your ankles here. That's cool. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing special, but yeah, it's fine. It's sleekish enough. Looks like a seagull, very much so. Jesus Christ, that nose. Just, what the hell is this nose? Let's see, the detail. Micro thrusters. Oh, actually, that's a pretty cool feature. Micro thrusters. Rather than the new age. Oh, wait, no, there are some old ones as well, but very different ones. Interesting. No, overall, these definitely look really nice. Sort of in comparison, sort of addition. Hold on. So, unlike Python 2, it doesn't have those new thrusters. It just have these small ones. And honestly, I like them. Right, let's see. We got the hard points. Well, yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't really make much sense to have these such small thrusters, but fine. Yeah, this is a very, very un-Gutamaya-like design, I gotta say. Also, why is it blue? Yeah. So yeah, for a Gutamaya ship, it just does not make sense that it would be blue. At the very least. Also, the white color. Yeah, the white is off glossy white. I think. Hold on. All the other Gutamaya ships also would have way different white. Hell, even the recolored Spiegel would have different color of white. Yeah, you see the design of those pontoons. That's a classical Gutamaya style. And the white is way more white. It's not an eggshell white. It's, well, it seems like a pure white. Yeah. Ooh, that's a little detail I haven't seen. Or noticed in a while, but, yeah. Cool. Oh wait, no, they did change the thrusters. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And especially when it comes down to more typical Gutamaya ships. Courier might as well use that. So, yeah, there are also details like the bluish lines. What the hell? Oh, okay, fine. This is a fucking thing, right? Might as well use a ship without fucking microtransaction on it. It was very similar to Saudkruger's white. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same white as South Kruger's white. And you can see the lines, rather interesting lines everywhere. The mix between the white and the uh, black, if you will. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a pure black. So yeah, that contrast between these two, especially on the gun ports, is very noticeable. So why the fuck? Why the fuck did they like? Yeah, it looks like white, but it's not. Especially up close. There is the black elements here and there. Um, but yeah, on gun ports are not obscured by any kind of a black sort of well, cover, if you will. And even then, when there's a black part exposed, it's just not there yet. Let's see, where is... there we go, cutter. Cutter is even more interesting, right? There you go, you get black and white with bluish trim, quite literally. That's the Gutemaya style, and that's great. But no, with the fucking Corsair, they just decided to throw that design, philosophy, and idea out the window. Award-winning ugliest ship in the game so far. No. This is sleek and somewhat interesting. It has a character. Definitely has the seagull. Like not a pregnant seagull like a Mandalay, but a seagull. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 seagull look. And for that, it's really nice. Yeah, I basically copied the trim inside, but not outside. Like, why the hell did they not... Hold on, is there... Oh, gods, there is a little bit of trim. That line. Oh, wow. Such much wow, yeah. And then there's the opposite here. Like, they couldn't splurge on more? Really? No. It's just small little line. Really? That's the best you could do. What is this shit? God damn. Well, that's pretty lame. Alright, so yeah, it's not designed by Gutemaya for sure. It'd be really nice if we could get a new ship manufacturer, and that would be perfect for this. Like, it really would. But no. Here we are. Do I have INRA count? That's a good question. Well, I don't use it if I do, so... Iamis is back in Elite. I thought he had cursed this game to the void long ago. Commander Freeze, to remind you, if you don't watch my content, and it doesn't seem like you do, so last year, April, Elite Dangerous developers announced the paid ship packages as a new microtransaction addition to the list of microtransactions. I took a massive umbrage at it, called it pay to win, because it is. If you want to debate me on that one, be my guest and you'll lose. But generally speaking, I saw that as a horrible business practice that both ruins the game and also cashes in on short term while ruining the game in the long term. And thus, I decided to just stay away from Elite Dangerous for a year, starting from the last year's May. If I remember correctly. I need to go and look when was the last video at that point. But the only time I made a dedicated video for Elite Dangerous was for the 10-year anniversary, which was last year's December. So that was the only one. And the best 10 years anniversary video out there, by the way. Fight me. Outside of that, yeah, just this year's June? I think it was June or July. I came back to basically cover the stuff that I have essentially stayed away from. That is all the updates, that the power play update, the colonization update, all the ship reviews, which I am finishing, next week for this one, and Panther Clipper is going to be released for everyone a week after that. As chat tells me, 23rd September. So I'll be covering that as well, essentially. But yeah, I'm not spending on any fucking money on the pay to win. I find it utterly disgusting. And the more I look into the new ships being added to Elite Dangerous, the more I am getting even further disillusioned with the business of Elite Dangerous. And sadly also with the game, because of these business decisions and practices, essentially. It's very clear what they are doing with the new ships. They're making them specifically just the best thing or extremely good things, so that they have a sales proposition. They're using the FOMO tactics, the early access period, in order to push people to purchase those prepaid packages. That is FOMO. Welcome to reality. And of course, just the whole idea of selling ships as they go is disgusting practice that I don't want to see a game ever indulge in. Hence why I am so harsh on Star Citizen quite often, and rather just find it utterly lacking in seriousness, if you will, as a serious product rather than just a money machine. So yeah, well, and I see a lot of that starting to creep in Elite Dangerous for, honestly speaking, no good fucking reason. But again, we can talk about this stuff for ages, essentially. Yeah, essentially, from a player's perspective, even from a player's perspective, it really is disgusting to see just hey, Python 2 is there to replace all combat ships. It really is outperforming pretty much all combat ships, including all the PvP stuff. Essentially, it's a better Fur-de-Lance. So give me money. Then there's the Type 8. It's the best trading ship for medium, essentially small stations. Give me money. Then there's the Mandalay, which is the best exploration ship out there, and traveling ship. Give me money. Then there's the Cobra 5, which is the best small ship that even competes and obsoletes even medium ships. Literally, Cobra 5 is the same as Asp's Scout, but also better and cheaper. So give me money. Although small ships are not that often useful, so it's pretty funny. But hey, even for PvP, especially for PvP, it's really good. So give me money. And then there's Corsair, which I'm looking at today, and I dread to see what will I discover. So, yeah. So, let's get into the internals then, shall we? I'll just get... And yeah, the hard points themselves just look bad. Okay. Why is it blue? Actually, I didn't read the box blurb for the ship itself. Give me a moment. First things first, I'm just gonna set it up for basic anything. Nope. Need to make a new one, of course. Power distributor I will replace. Let's see, sensors. D-rated. Yeah, sure, fine. Whatever, I'll use whatever is available. The power plant I'll do later. Get rid of this crap. Yep. And get rid of this crap. Cool. Alright, so, Yep. Alright, let's go and take a look at the stats, shall we? Sure, let's leave it at that. And let's open up, let's open up, Coriolis, where are you? There we go. Yep. Yeah, fuck it, it's gonna be easier to just do it. Come on. There we go. Let's do it something like this. Yes. This, that, and there we go. Yeah, like that. There we go. All right, let's make it a little bit more interesting, right? So, if he doesn't like the game, why does he come back? Just skiing. Right. So everything is good, right? Everything is good with your favorite things. It's everything should be good, right? Ricardo, oh boy. Corsair has limitless mass. Can load it up forever and maintain the same speed when engineered. Really? Well, we'll see about that. Damn. But no, Ricardo, yeah, that's a good question, right? So, if I don't like the game, why do I come back? That's presumptuous, right? So you're assuming, cool, you're assuming that I don't like the game. Question is, why do you think I don't like the game? Or why do I hate it? Or why do I do whatever, right? Because I criticize it? Oh, well, isn't that an assumption? Get what? Hopefully you get what I'm pointing at, if you will. Let me just. Not only it's assuming, but it's generally speaking, well, jumping to a conclusion. It's really stupid, gotta say. You criticize anything? Oh, you must hate that thing. You realize how genuinely retarded that sounds. So yeah. But the thing is, right, I've heard these comments left and right, so I'm being very mean when this sort of shit comes up, but it is genuinely stupid, right? You criticize something, so that must mean you hate it. Like, seriously, dude? Are we that childish? Are we that stupid? Like, it genuinely is a stupid statement. Do I need to explain it? Huh? Because I can! No problem. Right. Right. Let's get going. Right. So, I want to check what we got for the stats, right? So when it comes to it, it is the most expensive medium ship. You know what? Might as well just mark it off for now. The most expensive medium ship. So Corsair comes in at 79 million. That is slightly over type 9. Interesting. Okay. Maneuverability expectedly... What the fuck? It has the same maneuverability as Imperial Courier. It is better maneuverability than Python. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, that's mass locked fact. Jesus Christ. Actually, anyways, that's mass lock factor. Actually, that's a good stat. Why does it have such a low mass lock? Like, I mean, it is a balancing. It's a balancing feature. Essentially, mass lock factor, right? So what it's supposed to be do is essentially the bigger the ship, right? The bigger impact of your presence it is in a encounter, right? The bigger ship will always mass lock all the smaller ships. This, in Elite Dangerous game-wise or game design-wise, allows for a bigger ship to sort of prevent smaller ones from escaping. Even though, you know, the smaller ships need to get away from the big ship, which they can do because a smaller ship usually travels a lot faster than a big one. So that gives the big ship a sort of a dominant role, you know, to allow them to kill the small ship, if you will, for a PvP is sort of a sense. And that's the idea of mass lock, essentially, to sort of hinder the smaller ships, smaller, less capable ships, even though they are more maneuverable, more speedy, if you will. But in order to get out of the encounter, not just to harass big ships, because without the mass lock factor, yeah, why would you ever pick a big ship, essentially, that is a lot slower, even though you can deal more damage, but you are, because of the speed, you can't really do much. So mass lock factor is actually important. However, wow, it has almost the lowest mass lock factor, so it's gonna be affected by literally every ship. Hold on a second. Corsair will be mass locked by a Cobra 3. What? Oh god. Okay, that's a failure. That is a really interesting failure that I have not seen other ships actually use. Okay, this is getting interesting. Okay, I like this. This gives a ship a little bit of a tone. The mass locks listed in Coriolis is wrong. People are saying that's wrong. Actually, so really? Shipyard. Let's see. Aww. Alright, let's see. So, price-wise, we got Corsair 17. Damn. And wait, it has bigger mass lock factor than a fucking Type 9. I mean, Type 9 having 16 already is bizarre. And Python having 17 as well. Ah, damn it. Oh. Got it. What the hell, Coriolis? What the fuck is going on? Alright, fine, never mind, right, so agility-wise, oh god, well, it is more agile than, wait, no, it's less agile than Python. Huh, interesting. Alright, Python, it's about the same as Mamba, well, we'll see about that. Let's see, 116, yeah, that is gonna be pretty hard to properly verify, blah blah blah, we'll see. But yeah, anyways, Type 8, okay, we'll see. Again, these numbers are questionable at best. Right, so hull hardness, we got 60, right, there is one thing I forgot to do, right, That is the box blurb. Ducks. No, it's not going to be showcased there. The box blurb, what do we have? Right, so, Corsair is a further evidence of Gutamaya's mastery of multi-role ship designs. Gutamaya is really known for generally one thing. And that's not multi-role. Spiegel, the Imperial Eagle, is a combat ship. Imperial Courier is a combat ship and a shield tank. I think Imperial Eagle wasn't a shield tank, but whatever. Then Imperial Clipper is, yes, it's a multi-role ship, absolutely. Yeah, that's about it. And then there's the Cutter, which is a shield tank, which is a also a multi-role ship. So, yeah, okay, fine. 2 out of 2. I wouldn't say so, but Gutamaya has 2 shield tanks in its repertoire, more than any other. Well, these days, okay, fine. Zorgan Peterson actually has the same amount of shield tanks, but Gutamaya before new ships were known for being a shield tank provider, not a hull tank, which is, although actually, oh yeah, which is core dynamics sort of a shtick. Or no, Falcon de Lacy. No, Falcon de Lacy definitely is a shield for a hull tank provider, biggest one. So there's that. But anyways, Corsair review time. Well, yeah, I'm going through the stuff. Anyways, multi-role ship designs. It offers a generous number of internal compartments, significant cargo capacity, and impressive straight line speed and agility. Okay. With appropriate outfitting, the Corsair performs very well in all ship roles, outclassed only by dedicated role vessels. Oh, really? Does it now? This craft also takes full advantage of overcharged. Yep. All right. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. What have we got? Stacks. Ducks, Corsair, what have we got? Hull doesn't matter. Hull hardness is the same as... Okay. As Python. Okay. Same as... yeah, it's basically a combat hardness. Okay, got it. Doesn't matter. Maximum speed. Going straight line speed, 325, which is only beat by Mamba. Unfucking-believable. Okay, let's see. Straight line speed. So the highest medium is Mamba, followed by, of course, Corsair. And then the boost. Again, this is not engineered. We got, of course, Mamba, and followed by Corsair. Of course it is. And then the jump range. Real quick, give me a moment. Let's see the jump range of this fucking thing. Let me open up my Discord real quick. There we go. And the maximum jump range for Corsair is number 6. No, wait, no, sorry. No, it's not number 6. Oh, God. Is the 4th furthest jumping ship in the game. Are you fucking kidding me? It's the 4th furthest jumping ship in the game. It beats the fucking Crate Phantom. Okay, anyone out there, please remind me, what the fuck is the point of Crate Phantom anymore? If it wasn't already the Mandalay that beat it, what the fuck is the point of Crate Phantom anymore? Like, god damn, I didn't expect Crate Phantom to be so heavily outclassed by two specific ships. One that is way cheaper and one that is way more expensive. Like, god damn it, you'd expect one that that is way more expensive to beat it, but not in the jump range. What the fuck is this shit? Just god fucking damn it. Oh yeah, also Mandalay is the fastest max jump range ship also. Fuck. Oh wait, no. Ferdinand. I mean, okay, Ferdinand's a Mamba, fine. Ooh, wow. No, it's Mamba. It really is the Mamba that is only faster than Mandalay with maximum jump range. Jesus Christ. Okay. Like, let me remind you. Let me remind you what was written about the ship. Fucking Christ. I haven't even gotten into all the stats right now. Where the fuck are you, right? Okay, so. Corsair. Corsair performs very well in all ship roles, outclassed only by dedicated role vessels. Dedicated role vessels, huh? Not in the fucking jump range! Why the fuck would you pick a passenger ship that is supposed to do two things? Travel somewhere, you know, far away most likely, and carry something. Right? Orca. How the fuck is Corsair beating it? How does that make sense? Or Great Phantom, for example. Great Phantom's only fucking good thing was that it kind of was a multi-role ship, but ultimately the only outstanding feature of Great Phantom was its jump range. Nah! Out the window. Fucking Asp Explorer. An exploration ship! Right? How the fuck is Corsair beating it? I am gobsmacked, man. Dolphin as well, right? Hauler. Well, technically, Hauler is a stupid name. Whatever. It should have been called Jumper or whatever. Right? God. Crate 2. I just... Asp Scout, right? And what the hell? Diamondback Scout as well. Fucking Christ. What is this ship already? Unfucking-leavable. Yep. Hog. Yep. Corsair is the fourth furthest jumping ship when fully stripped. Let's see. The Laden, right? So Laden-wise, Laden. No, Laden-wise, it's also the furthest jumping ship. Yep. Laden is fourth, generally speaking, it is the fourth furthest jumping ship. Right above Great Phantom. And just barely below Diamondback Explorer. Like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? Cannot believe that they actually released something like this. Like, nobody in their team actually looked at the stats when, or rather, fucked it, probably. No, let's be frank here, they specifically changed the ships, or rather, specifically put these stats in for a reason. For money. For the FOMO to actually have an effect. For the fucking, pay to win to actually have an effect. God damn it. I hate this so fucking. And not a single part is restricted, because of course it wouldn't be, right? We have 3 largest, 3 medium. Fucking Christ. Honestly, I am surprised that they didn't even put in extra utility slots. Like, that would be too much now, would it, man? Oh, fucking Christ. Unbelievable. Right. Anyways, moving on. What else we got? So the jump range. So, Corsair. There we go. Corsair, we got maximum jump range. Yeah, whatever, who cares? I saw that. Cargo capacity, 318. That would put Corsair, yep, above Python, which with higher price is somewhat expected. It has more cargo space than Type 7, of course. Less than Type 8. Yep. Okay, cool. How is this ship? How can this ship have more cargo space than Type 7 and still be medium? Remind me that. So that's a problem. Yep. Because that apparently makes sense to someone. Let's see, passengers. What we got for the passengers? And we got 158. Yeah, that's still a little bit more than Type 7, and it is more than Python because it makes sense. Sure, why not? Let's see, versus a Python. Right, so what do we got? 7, 2. Yep. Only Class 7 thrusters of all medium. Medium ships, yeah, the thrusters, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. So yeah, it's just basically another. It's a Python, but with one extra medium hard point. Yeah, because of course. Done. That's that. Oh, fucking Christ. Probably get this question a lot, but do you think Frontier will ever stop being lazy and get ship interiors for the new ships? Right. That's now with the No Man's Sky, right? If Frontier actually wants to get money, right? And let's be frank here, they are selling pay to win, so they are money motivated. And since No Man's Sky showcased that, hey, this update that introduced ship building as well as especially the ship interiors has been praised to high heavens. The game is, you know, essentially getting this rapturous praise left and right. Well, there is no reason not to actually spend more money to make either an expansion or an update, best case scenario for all of us, to actually put in that feature, to create that feature. If they can help, if they want to monetize it, as long as it's well developed, that will be a decent idea. However, Frontier also doesn't want to actually support Elite Dangerous as a game beyond very minor little things. And the updates that have been released, as well as the paid content that has been put in game, indicate that they want to do the bare minimum, hell, even beyond, below that, as I discovered with the fucking Corsair. They don't seem to want to invest in Elite Dangerous anymore, and they just want to milk it. Clever company would still spend money on this game and try to push out ship interiors. Frontier is not exactly that willing or that interested in money, I guess. They want to do, they want money, as much money as they possibly can have, but they don't want to do anything to get it. And that kind of limits the ship interior realization in the game itself. That's just too much work for them. That's my read on it. The thing is, right, like Frontier Developments showcased with consoles, and hello there, I see you, my console brethren, my peasant brothers and sisters, yes. Frontier was not willing to spend extra money developing, more specifically optimizing their game so that it could be launched on old consoles to rake in that extra money from console market. Which I remind you, if you look at Frontier Development's financials, in fact, let me just showcase you, there is big money to be made in a console release of a game. Or a DLC update. Let's see, Frontier Dev annual reports. Let me showcase you what I mean by that. I think it was this one. Right, so here we go. There we go, right? You can see that little bump. Nah, not a little bit, but quite a bit of a bump. Here as well for Planet Coaster. The bumps, Jurassic... there we go. Hell, even if you look at... yeah, so this blue line is Planet Coaster. That's the Planet Zoo. Then there's the Odyssey bump. You can see the bump for Elite Dangerous, right? There's a big bump, sure. It could have been a lot bigger if it was on consoles as well. But that bump, unlike Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, and especially the Switch edition, I suppose. Yeah, Switch edition is pretty big bump. That bump was very limited, also because of just poor quality of DLCs and so forth, essentially. Hello, fellow Latvian. Yes, hello. Vai labas dienas. Although wrong language, but then regardless. Yeah, if Frontier Developments is so willing to cut off and stop work on consoles, rather than putting in more money and potentially losing money on the release of Odyssey for consoles, at least at the very start. If they're willing to cut off the consoles for Elite Dangerous and not aim for that extra revenue from console market, what are the chances Frontier is willing to make Ship Interiors DLC, or, well, expansion, if you will, or an update for free, rather than just continuously milking the poor player base for pay-to-win bullshit, essentially. I don't see that happening, sadly. Even though No Man's Sky has showcased that, hey, people are really interested still in this kind of a feature, Ship Interiors specifically. Frontier, I suspect, is gonna be too cautious and say, well, hey, why should we? Why should we? We don't want to spend more money. Yes, it would make money, but it's too much work. It's gonna require too much R&D. We're not gonna be profiting. Not revenue. We're not gonna be profiting after the R&D for doing that. Hell, fact of the matter is, if Frontier were to actually do the right thing for the game and for the community and for their wallets in long term, they would resume work on consoles. That's the first and most definite main thing that they should do. After that, the second is Ship Interiors. Even if it is being sold as a separate DLC, as long as it would add actual proper gameplay and amount and so on and so forth, it would be kind of a cheap shot, but regardless, it would be a lot more worth it than releasing the pay-to-win nonsense and so on and so forth. These two things, the Ship Interior DLC, expansion, whatever you want to call it, and definitely the console launch or relaunch of Odyssey, or launch of Odyssey, if you will, and resuming development for consoles would be the biggest two paydays for the whole game. However, because they can do such a little amount of work on pushing out skins and especially now pay-to-win packages, the pre-built ship packages, it has already paid off quite a lot. I doubt Frontier will be inclined to take the risk or even attempt to put in more resources into Elite Dangerous as a game. And that's the sad reality of it. But that's my read on things. But that's just my read on things. I'd be glad to be proven wrong, that they would resume the work on consoles, they would resume the work, or rather not resume the work, well, technically, yeah, resume work on creating ship interiors and proper space legs. But, yeah, I highly doubt it. Let's see. It seems you guys just see ship interiors just for being there. But think a bit further. Add something significant to interiors, like as weapons storage or suit storage or store different layouts. Okay, you could get rid of the entire bottom menu and replace it with walkable interiors. There's a lot to be said about ship interiors and how it would be potentially adding gameplay. Again, if you have not played this little wonderful game called Void Crew or Jump Space, there we go, Jump Space. Let me just showcase you. Give me a moment. Jump space. Yep. So there we go. Fixing breaches inside a ship, fixing your ship, details, little things, traveling outside, EVA, these things. I recommend highly, go play Void Crew, go play this game as well. It has oh shit, it doesn't have demo anymore, but it had demo. But regardless, Void Crew, also highly recommended. Like, I highly recommend both of those games. They are genuinely fun to play. As janky as Void Crew is, it just it showcases what could be done with just inside ship gameplay. Inside and slightly outside as well. Pure and simple. So yeah. So go play those two games, and you will understand the importance not only in the looks of the immersion for ship interiors, but also potential for gameplay. I mean, you don't need it to understand it or to even think of these things, but the fact that there are games that pretty much have the whole gameplay about just manning the ship and doing things inside it is good enough of a reason. Hell, you don't even need to play those two games. Faster Than Light. Have you ever played Faster Than Light? FTL? If you haven't, the fuck are you doing? But no, seriously, that's a good example of ship interiors also being very important in that and being a massive part of the gameplay. So yeah, there's a lot to be said about ship interiors and why people want them. Not only just because of the looks. In fact, the looks are just a bonus. So, yeah. Know what happens with ship interiors in games like Star Citizen? People board your ship, shoot you, and take your ship. Guess what? I fucking love that. I love stealing ships. Fact of the matter is, in space sims, there are very few games that actually offer a feature called shipboarding. First game to my memory is Parkan, a Russian-made game called Parkan. I made a video about it. I really love it. It's a really old game, but it is the first game where you can literally board an enemy ship, loot it, and run out. You can't take the ship, but there you go. The first game that allowed you to steal enemy spaceship by killing the inhabitants inside. Oh gods, which one was it? Can anyone remember? Well, the first game that comes to mind is X4. But that's... No, before that even there were... you could say technically Star Citizen as well, right? Star Citizen was technically the first one in that sort of regard, but no, even before that, I think there was a game that allowed you to steal ships. Or board and take them. Shit. Fuck. I need to go back in the history and take a look at the games, but generally speaking, it's BC 3000 AD. You mean the gods, that guy's game? You know the guy. God fucking damn it! What was his name? Whatever. Sorry for not remembering the name. But anyways, but the point is essentially there are many interesting features that can be done with ship interiors, and especially ship stealing as a main thing. That's why I was so happy to see ship stealing, not just boarding but stealing in Starfield. Yeah. Starfield is one of the rare few games that actually allows you to board enemy ship, loot it, and potentially even take their ship. That is such a cool feature. So there you go. Hopefully, hold on. Yeah, Amix, but you are one of the people that are okay with that. Most of the player base of Elite start having fits if you force them into open, and that happened today. Wait, what? Right. So here's the thing, right? Elite Danger. It doesn't matter if it's open or private. The ship stealing, ship boarding, still can be done for NPCs. No? Come on, why not? Right? Hold on. Let's see. I'm just going through the chats real quick here. Pum 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 pum. Right. Pum pum pum. Let's see, Skidder. I'm only gonna date myself here. Spelljammer 80s PC game. Spelljammer 80s PC game? What? Give me a moment. Let me just take a quick look. Spelljammer game. Huh. Don't tell me that. Wait, what? Okay. Aw. Honestly, these are some of the old... I see. Spelljammer ship. Aha. Wow, okay. Oh, wow, this is really interesting. Okay, cool. Cool. I think, hold on, let me just add it to my bookmarks, a list of things I need to do later. Okay, okay, that's pretty cool. Never knew. Okay, that's a really interesting niche and change to pace. But anyway, anyways, back to Corsair. Let's quickly go over the stats there. So that's that. Okay, cool. Right. So let's see the ducks. Let's put the racer. Let's put that off. Let's put the racer. Let's take that off. Right. So the difference between Python and... Oh, so it has exact... Wait, what? Ah! I see. So they literally, in order to make Corsair a little bit better than Python, they simply changed one. Ah, no, they changed two. No, yeah, it's changed one of the class 3s, class 3 optional compartments to class 5. Got it. So it is a lot better. Oh god, it's the best passenger ship out there. Cool. Yep, it's the best business class passenger ship. Fucking Christ. Although, how does that compare? I think, hold on, how does that compare to Type 8? Because I think Type 8 might have had more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Corsair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. However, Type 7, yeah, no, Type 7 for Type 8 would still be better. Still would be better off. Business class, yeah, there's a class 6 business. So yeah, Type 8 can still have a little bit more business class passenger slots. Got it. All right, that sucks. Type 8. Okay, let's see the... Jesus Christ. Like, again, how does this make sense? So here's the thing. Corsair and Python, right? No, how the fuck does this make sense? What the hell? Right, so first things first. The way I look at it, the stats, integrity, right? Default integrity, default hull HP for Corsair and Python. For Python, it's 468. For Corsair, it's higher, 486. Okay, so Corsair, being more expensive, is rather has a little bit more hull HP. Okay, that makes absolute sense. You know, let's say it's just more heavier and because it's bigger, slower, whatever ship, right? Than Python. It's not. As a matter of fact, Python is quite a lot more heavier than Corsair. What the fuck? It's almost 100 fucking tons heavier, and it has lower hull HP. What the fuck? So Corsair has... So rather, Corsair is lighter, has bigger hull, and also most definitely gonna go go faster than Python. Yep. It goes faster, it's lighter, and it has more space than Python. How the fuck does that make sense? Like, tell me, how the fuck does that make... And it has bigger thrusters. Like... Yeah, when it's offloaded, it makes sense. However, if you load it up with cargo, how does that make sense? Fucking Christ. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Okay, you know what? Let's assume that, hey, it has bigger thrusters, yeah? So that's why offloaded it can go faster, right? Let's say that. Give me a moment. I need to mark off. New space age material and engineering. Oh, go fuck yourself. Like, no, seriously, go fuck yourself. This excuse only makes sense if you want to excuse bullshit. Do you want to excuse bullshit? I don't think so. So let's not start this whole idea. Oh, well, newer ships should go faster. Brrr. Fuck off. No, I'm fucking done with this bullshit. Again, in games, every item that a player has should do something. They shouldn't be obsoleting items unless it's a part of a progression. Or a progression system, essentially. I'm sick and tired of this excuse of, well, it makes sense that newer items would go better. Brrr. So, that's not how games are made. Or at least that's not how good game design is made. Pure and simple. Tax. Yeah, you can tell I'm pretty frustrated with that excuse making. Anyways, let's set up Corsair and Python with the same stuff. Okay. Let's set it up. Let's say I'm gonna be putting in all pulse lasers. And I'm gonna be putting in shield cell banks. Fuck. All shield cell banks, right? And let's see, how should I even it out? Alright, and then the shield boosters. Why not? Power plant 7A, frame shift yeah, and sure. Although technically there. Right. Tax. Shield cell banks, pulse lasers, one off because the same, and I'm gonna be taking out one of the 5s. I'm gonna be taking out one of the 3s. There we go. Now we should have the same capacity, the same weight increasement for both of them. A. Yep. Good. Let's see. That's A. That's a D. Good. So, right now, let's see. Laden. Yep, okay. So, right now, Corsair is 760 tons, while Python is 807 tons. So, relatively little difference tonnage-wise, right? Okay, cool. Now then, Corsair can go 412 meters a second, and Python can go 337 meters a second, which is quite a lot lower speed. Cool. Sure, again, that bigger thruster, but why? How? How the fucking well, again, yeah, the bigger thruster, sure, but where's the drawback? Again, I remind you, folks, that hey, it doesn't make sense that it also has more hull, or rather, it weighs weighs less at the same time while being faster. If it weighed more and went faster, I would understand the idea behind that that thruster, right? Sure, it would make sense. Let's see. Load it up. Try and reduce the top speed. Try. I hate that they obsoleted Courier and Asp. Well, yeah, it's Arc Sage. Yeah, get Hoix. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. This is just disgusting. Right. Let's see. That can fuck off. That can fuck off. Right. So if I empty everything. Oh my God, you're actually right. Yeah. The top speed just does not change no matter how much you cram into it because of that thruster. Right. The minimum mass is 1,000 fucking tons. My God. Yeah, I see what you mean. My God. Like this thruster is just bullshit. Bullshit OP nonsense. Military composite. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. The result is still the same. It's gonna be extremely fucking fast. Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna military composites. Yeah, let's just go with that. Actually, might as well go with the combat chucks. Military grade composite. Let's do dirty drives, drag drives. Oh God, it's 1,800. Basically never. You're never gonna reach that. Cool. Unfucking fast. And because of the mass... Wait, no, yeah, the mass is different for the frame shift drive. No, optimal mass, never mind. It basically is the same fucking shit. So, yeah, cool. Oh my God. What is this? So, when fully decked out with super conduits, yep, weapon recharge. So, with the basic build out, right, we got the basic build out. Let's go with, fuck it, heavy duty as well, deep plating, yep. Let's add biweave shield, reinforced high cap, shield booster, heavy duty, super cap. And resistance booster. Resistance. Thermal block. Yep, there we go. And what could we slap onto it? No, it still goes 600 meters a second. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like it made sense with Mamba being this fucking fast, right? Unfuckingly. So is this an abortion? No, the child grew in the womb as a little tiny pea-sized thing and just bursted out by itself. Went to the gym, I don't know, did 25,000 deadlifts and smacked your mom. And then fucked her corpse. That's what the Corsair seems to be. Jesus Christ. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this thruster? Let alone, what the fuck is the hull weight? It just makes absolute... Why is it both lighter and has more integrity than Python? In what world it makes sense? Fucking Christ. Right, where was I? Right. Let's load it up with relatively basic PvP build, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. Guardian shield reinforcement, no. Oh, for fuck's sake, search. The module reinforcement, Guardian module. Guardian module. And Guardian module. Fuck it, I don't want to bother with this stuff. Anyways, right, so... My gods, I can't even reach that amount. Even load it up with everything. Fuck it, plasma accelerators, doesn't matter really. I can't even reach the 1,000. And I'm still jumping... How far am I jumping? Hold on. So, increased range, mass manager, jump range... 27. So, jump range is bizarrely low. What? Why is the jump range low? It makes sense if you don't think about it. Ricardo, you're right. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't played or stream sniped in Elite for a while. Game feels dead. It doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't feel dead. It just feels like it's pandering to the idiot. Like, it literally panders to somebody who doesn't know any better. It panders to unknowing. People who, hey, his new ship, it's a new shiny thing, I'ma buy it! Like, god fucking damn it. Like the, you know, person who doesn't play Elite Dangerous that much, doesn't look at the stats that much, or, you know, doesn't really want to care about stats or whatever they see, just simply, oh, well, Mandalay, it can jump really far and carry all my stuff. That's cool, right? I can do everything in my ship. And then comes out something like this as well. It can jump. It is the fourth furthest jumping ship in the game. Yes, those that don't remember, Corsair is the fourth furthest jumping ship. It can do combat. It can go fast. It can carry everything. It's fun to play with it, right? There's no fallback. There's no failure or faults. There we go. There are no faults in this ship. I love playing it, and I'm gonna buy it. The ship package. It's catering to that person who doesn't see anything fucking wrong with it. So sad. Doesn't make the game more fun. It just makes it more boring and stale. That's the problem with that's the problem with OP stuff. It doesn't make the game more fun to play. It doesn't make the gameplay more exciting. It makes the rest of the gameplay, other than using these meta ships or these new ships, it makes the rest of the game boring. And feels like a big, just waste of space. Fucking Christ. Well, at least they put development back into Elite instead of trying to be a failed publishing house with Warhammer Age of Cigar. I mean, that's yeah, that's one way to describe it. But no. They're not putting development back into Elite Dangerous, really. That's trickle down economics works, right? No, it doesn't. Reality is that they are putting out some content? Question mark? Well, yeah, with the power play, arguably you could say with colonization, and definitely, arguably with squadrons update. They're doing bare minimum. They're doing some bare minimum while at the main forefront focusing on extracting as much money out of unknowing, unwilling, not unwilling, but unknowing customers, essentially. They're just extracting money. That's it. They're doing bare minimum facade work to extract money. That's what I was being. That is what I was shitting and pissing about the whole pay-to-win nonsense back a year ago. Well, more than a year ago, and it's just. Yeah, it's minimum, but it's a lot more than they did in 4 years. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. It also kind of shows just how little they kind of seem to care about the game itself. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not saying good, but years... but for years, no new ships. Well, there was no reason for them to put in new ships. Now they do. Now they've cleverly leveraged new ship releases. Are you happy now? Fucking Christ. Like this is just stupid. This in pair with the hull weight is just fucking stupid. Like, just blatant child went in. I want the best thing, this, and then best thing that, and then the ship can do best everything. I'm a game designer. Yeah. Fucking Christ. I mean, I made the same joke back in fucking Python review already. No, it was the Type 8 review, I think. Oh, God fucking damn it. Alright, so yeah, nothing you do literally decreases the top speed. Just, what the fuck is this shit? Right, anyways, the jump range, right? So, relatively speaking, it's the maximum, fuck. It's a combat build, blah, blah, blah. It still jumps 20 something light years. So it is still relatively suffering? Is it? No, actually, what is the difference between Python? Let me check. Let's say I do a more or less about the same thing, right? So plasma accelerators, shields, sure, whatever. Let's see. Biweave. Fuck it, hull reinforcements, don't care about rest. Then there's the combat. No, fuck. Why is it there? Biweaves. Yeah. It's already 20. Fuck, it's 10 light years already above. Okay, cool. Faster increased range. No, not deep charge. Jesus Christ. Mass manager. 24. So it's not jumping that much further. Weird. Well, that is weird. So the jump range does decrease quite rapidly. Let's see. Where in the charts? Python? No, Python was still quite high up there. 1, 2. That'd be 14th, yeah. 14th place of the furthest jumping ships in the game. But Still, Mandalay is just disgusting. Mandalay with the full combat gear can still jump 30 light years. Like, what the fuck is that? Hell, Cobra 5 could jump actually that far. Give me a moment. Let's see. Cobra 5. Let's see. I just want what Dave promised me in 2014. Dave wants his Lambo. Dave, which Dave? Anyways, seems to be hard capped at 600. Yeah, that's a bit odd. But anyways, the maximum jump range for Cobra 5, yabba dabba doo. If I... Oh god. Alright, so fuck it. I'm just gonna drop whatever I can in there. God, just look at how many hard points are there. Like, how are you supposed to make any fucking sense? Especially when there's just... V1, what the fuck is that? Advanced. Jesus Christ. You know what? For the memes. I'm not used to ship launch for shipyards setup. Let's see. Kill warrant. No. Pulse wave. Shield boosters. Okay. That allows me to copy. Optional internals. God damn it. Fuck it, prismatics doesn't matter. I just want to weigh it down to see what's the overall jump range. When maxed out, tax fuel tank, yeah. Let's see, navigation. So yeah, still 40 light years. Okay. How can we lay you down? Fuel scoops, no. FSD interdictors, no. Collector limpets, no. Cargo. Fuck it. All right, fine. Let's do cargo. Damn it. Let's just do cargo and that should do the trick. Now, where is the slider for maximum yield? No, unladen, laden. There we go. Unladen, laden still can do 34 light years. Yeah. Right, so basically... hold on. Crate 2. Could Crate 2 actually do 30 light years with a combat build? Hold on. Give me a moment. I'll find an AXI build. It's gonna be easier to do that. Give me a moment. Anti-Xeno Wiki, thank you. Where's the link? Meta build. Ducks, where is... Corvette, no. Crate 2, shieldless. Fuck it, that will do. There we go. Let's toss that out. I need a shield. Literally any shield will do. I just need to weigh it down. Let's see. Yep. That's 26. Wow, that's a big difference. So Corsair is more in line with rest of the ships, while Cobra 5 can do 30 plus light year jump range with a full combat build. Crate 2 can't. 26, 27 light years. Same as Corsair, which, okay, fine. Okay, so the overall maximum jump range is dropping quickly for it. So it's not quite as... Just bullshit of thrusters. Gotcha. Alright. Let's see. Let me find the jump range. Okay. Oh! Oh, many thanks to Gemini. Hopefully I got that right. For the many squeaks there. Really, really appreciate it. Mighty nice of you for the gift subs there. Right, give me a moment. So, oh god, I don't even want to look at this shit. Right, so. Shields, 1.6. Let's see, Python, if I remember correctly, last time it was 1.5. So it's not that far off. Why is it still more powerful, though? Heavy duty, it should be the same shield, right? Because it is lower hull, maybe that's why. It's, well, lower weight, I suppose. Heavy duty, super cap. Fuck it. There we go. And resistance booster. Resistance. Thermo. Alright, so that's 1 point. Yeah, again, it has more shields. Why? It has more shields than Python, yet it has the same shield generator, the same shield boosters. The difference is really that it is just lighter. Fucking Christ. And because it has more optional cargo compartments, it will also have more hull. So that's fun. Alright, well, there you go. Yeah, that's it. Fucking Christ. What is this garbage? Alright, let's do a racer. One last thing that I wanted to, not test, but really check. And that is maneuverability. Oh, gods. I am afraid to see what it has to offer. Drag drives. Let's just do that. Fuck it, this'll do. 4 pips. 4 pips. Profiles. Profiles. What we got? Okay. Okay, I'm already seeing something that is at least normal. Fucking Christ. Okay. So when it comes to yaw turn rates, it is the low. Well, it is just as low as Python. When it comes to rolling, Python actually is faster rolling for pitch speed. Sorry, and rolling wise, it also is better than Python. Okay. Okay. For the Python is better than Corsair. So Corsair is only slightly less maneuverable. And that's its only shortcoming. Like, where does it make sense? It's lighter, but it goes in a... Again, it's basically a Mamba, right? But unlike Mamba, it actually has way more capability. Fucking Christ. Though there is one thing that like, it doesn't make sense with that thruster. Okay, fine, whatever. What I want to see is the 2-pip. 2-pip speeds. Oh, rotations. Of course it would. Of course it would. Yeah, it's basically the same. Sure, Corsair has slightly faster at 2 pips. Yaw turn rate, and Python has by 1 degree faster rolling. Yeah, it's basically this. It's the same ship. Like we already had Crate too. Why do we need Corsair? fucking Christ. It's just Python number 3. Jesus Christ. That. What else is there? Ah, right. Huh, it's interesting. Because here's the thing, right? So, Cobra 5 and Mandalay both were ships that had exceptionally good yaw turn rate. And thanks to pips, or rather the pip changes from 2 to 4, they gained immense amount, just an immense amount of rotational speeds. Mandalay gained plus 50% maneuverability, thanks to just those 2 extra pips, while Cobra 5 got plus 33% extra maneuverability. Since Corsair is basically, not basically, it is a copy-paste of Python, it is following the same, about 15%. In fact, it is actually less than 15% than Python. So that's at least a positive thing. I mean, happens when you actually copy-paste the same fucking thing ever. Anyways, so it's not insane in that sort of regard. I want to see what happens with 0 pips, though. Hold on. Let's see. With 0 pips, it's 10. And I suspect it's going to be about the same. So, oh wait, no, never mind. Jesus Christ. So pips barely changes the maneuverability profile of Corsair. Yaw turn rate, Python loses about 4 degrees, while Corsair only loses 2 degrees on yaw turn rate, and that is barely changes the ship's characteristics. Yeah, Python loses quite a lot with no pipset engines, while Corsair barely feels it. Interesting. Well, that very interesting characteristic. So that's very interesting. Let's see what else we got. Well, there was one thing. There was one thing that some people noticed. I wonder if it's fixed now. But Corsair's maneuverability, or rather turn rate, was actually faster with, I think it was 0 pips, than with 4 from a standstill. Let me see. Let me just film and check.
Maintain correct lane on exit.
I might as well do it outside.
Landing gear retracted. Landing gear retracted.
Down. Alright, I'm gonna start here. Take tax. Let's do 0 pips first. Okay. Yep. Oh god, this is gonna be a long one. Damn. Sven, well, hello, and everyone else who is joining. I'm just testing little things, looking at the stats. So today is not going to be a gameplay-based pre-review. Next stream, like usual, it goes. But yeah, the stats for this ship are fucking weird. And yeah, and the word OP quite literally comes to mind. And there we go. That's the full turn. Okay. Now, let's add 4 pips. Technically, it should be faster, right? At the standstill. Okay. Okay. I start to suspect it's actually slower. What is this profile? Like, what the hell did they do? No. Can't be. Can't be that it actually turns slower without blue zone with 4 pips. No way they left in that bug. Yeah, it feels slower. Hold on, I'll use video editing to examine it. But what the fuck? It's been in game for so long. Yeah, I know. I was notified about this thing when Corsair was released, right? So I remember to test it. But Jesus Christ, like this is the result when you don't actually test your shit, Frontier. Like, hey, let's just throw in whatever stats we feel like would be good enough to make it OP and sell the thing. Nah, let's not bother testing it. You boys, hello. And done. Okay, let's open up the Vegas and Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. They did describe it as on rails. What? Okay, Tux. Let me open up my... There we go. We got 2 of these. So, let me find. Oh God. Okay. Let's build proxies because it's a 4K. It's gonna take a little while, so don't worry about. Yeah, you can see already. I don't even need to test it. We can already see the one clip is a lot longer than the other one. So the top. Oh God, the top one is gonna be the one without engine pips. Yep, still runs faster. Yep. No, I don't even need to build proxies for this. No. That's it. We can already see. It's very noticeably longer. Yep. Fucking Christ. I'll of course use proper clips for the review. Probably the ones I filmed. But Jesus Christ. In fact, I probably should mark it. My God, did they really didn't test this shit. They just tossed in whatever OP part in the ship that would make it sell and just be done. This is just a level of carelessness. Oh my God. Yeah, okay, no, I think I know how I'm gonna be reviewing this. Yep. And the doctor, yes, hello, and everyone else as well. Oh my God, it's still in the fucking game. Dumb, right? Alright, well, that pretty much... What else? What else could I test? Anyone's got any suggestions? Because thus far... I mean, it's a copy-paste of Python, so very simple and quick comparison, really. Yeah, the jump range, internal space, hull hardness overall is, yeah, the same thing. Let's see, heat. Python is a lot... Yeah, okay, fine. Python is... although, no, hold on. 29. It's kind of hard to compare. This is default ship, but 29, nah, it's fine. The only ship that actually made, or rather had problems with heat was, yeah, it was the fucking Mamba. So it really doesn't matter. Yep, that's it, that's it. So there we go, really. Let's see. I was wondering, what do you guys think of, from Sven there, what do you guys think of the fighter-only slot for Type 11? I feel like it could have been nice for Panther Clipper. Panther Clipper shouldn't have existed. Matter of fact, no, it really I don't know. Now, Panther Clipper should exist. It, at most, should have had 900 cargo units. That's it. That would have been perfectly enough. But no, for whatever reason, they decided, yeah, it had to be the way it is. It's absolute bullshit, and so did other ships. As for specific cargo slots, or restricted ones, restricted slots are... it's not a bad thing overall. They should exist. Definitely for combat ships they exist, and for cargo, yeah, I would say for cargo they also should exist. In fact, it would be a lot easier to mark different ships for different roles if those restricted slots existed for role-specific ships, like for type ships and all other cargo-based ships. The restricted slots should exist for cargo-specific stuff, allowing them to have, you know, the same amount of cargo space as more expensive ships, or far more than equal price ships, essentially. Allowing while the multi-role ships should have no restricted slots, allowing them to actually be versatile. However, they could not compete with role-specific ships. Sadly, the reality is just Frontier Developments doesn't care. Yeah, they don't care about the balance, really. They don't. Otherwise, they would have buffed quite a lot of ships, and in fact, I could make a whole fucking video about it, and probably will eventually. But right now, no. They don't care, so yeah. What about shield strength compared to Python or Python 2? It's the same. The shield strength, again, Python 2 is a copy-paste not of Python, but of Furtherlands, and they're literally the same. Sure, Python 2 has slightly more shields than Furtherlands, but that's it. It's literally the same fucking ship. While Python and Corsair and Crate 2 are exactly the same fucking ship with very minor differences. More specifically, Crate stands out as the only ship with ship launch fighter bay, better hardpoint placement, a little bit more speed. Corsair, on the other hand, is the fastest one, yet the least maneuverable of the three. So yeah, it's honestly, here's an idea for a video as well. Give me a moment. I will get that as well done. 6, okay, well, there we go. No banana. There we go. So that's an interesting video, or rather, a really boring video. Right. Anyways, any other tests I missed? Well, doesn't look like it then. Yeah, this is gonna be a review, I guess. Alright, well, in that case, I think that'll be about it for this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of behind-the-scenes view, the way I review ships, at least these days. Back in the day, it was a lot more interesting, because the ships actually had faults and failures and drawbacks and things where they actually excelled, rather than being just blatantly OP as fuck. So, you know, here we are. And, yeah, it's just... This ship definitely has a tone. If you look deeper into its details, it's a hodgepodge thrown together garbage, despite it being from Gutamaya, but not in a good way. It really feels very different from all the other Gutamaya ships. Very different. And not only because it is just a copy-paste of a Python. Fucking sad, man. And in larger terms, in more real-world terms, it's made the way it is because, hey, we need to push the fucking FOMO. Right, we need to push the fucking pay-to-win packages, and to do that, we also, of course, gonna be utilizing the FOMO tactics. So here we are, with yet another ship that is essentially just there for selling microtransactions, rather than being a good addition to the game that would offer a new type of gameplay or allow interesting new type of gameplay role being filled. It's just there to beat the old guard, old ships, and obsoleting everything else. That's the result of pay to win. Game becomes just more power creepy, and creepy itself. Question. Yeah, miss, what would be a good OP FOMO ship to take to Colonia? What the fuck? FOMO? What the hell do you mean by that? Did you just simply heard the term and don't know how to use it? You know, insert the meme of... you know the meme. Fuck. I'd rather call it early access strategy than FOMO, to be fair. Why? Like, no, seriously, why? It is textbook FOMO. It is limited time. It is there to push the customer to make a purchase. Customer on the verge to make a purchase. It is because of its exclusive time. It's there to push the product, in this case the ship package, because of that exclusivity. It's like it genuinely is hilarious when people just refuse to call garbage a garbage, or a shit, if you will. It's not limited. You can still buy the ARX version later on the Zero rebuy. No. What? That's your explanation of a limited time offer not being a fear of missing out uh, tactic. Oh, God damn it! Do I need to educate people? All right, I'm being a dick at this point. I know. I'm fucking tired of this. Give me a moment. Where was the page? Hold on. Let me just find this page. Where was it? Yeah, this is one of the pages I often use for showcasing the FOMO. So let me just let's just fucking learn, children, shall we? All right. So, anyways, FOMO, a fear of missing out. Marketing plays on human instincts to be a part of something and not miss out on opportunities. Keep reading, yabba dabba doo. Right. So. What is FOMO marketing? Or what is FOMO marketing? So FOMO marketing uses psychology to tap into consumers' emotional responses and triggers, making them want to act quickly to avoid missing out on opportunity. FOMO marketing capitalizes on this powerful emotion. Sorry for fucking up reading. Anyways, encouraging engagement, conversions, and sales by creating sense of urgency, scarcity, and exclusivity. Now, does that not sound quite familiar? You know, being the first to actually get the ship, to play with the ship before everyone else can do it. Does that not sound like certain exclusivity? Hell, even if limited time, right? Let's see. This type of marketing is rooted in psychological principles ranging from social comparison to emotional triggers. Humans naturally compare themselves to others. FOMO marketing taps into anxiety of being left out or falling behind. Okay, let's carry on. Most people don't like to lose out on something, making them motivated to take action. Items are in short supply or perceived in such a way are viewed. Items that are in short supply or perceived in such a way are viewed as more valuable, while using emotions like anticipation and anxiety to stimulate a sense of urgency that can lead to more impulsive actions. Buying. Now, FOMO marketing examples. Okay, you fuckers, let's learn. Okay, again, this is not the only site where you can read this shit, but generally speaking, this is the most concise place. Anyways, the essence of FOMO marketing is to make your target audience want to take action immediately. A few of the best FOMO marketing examples include real-time user activity on websites, whatever. Anyways, let's read through. Real-time user activity notifications show actions taken by other website visitors on site. Essentially, it's just saying, hey, this person just bought. There was a Call of Duty game, the World War II, where they showcased people unboxing loot boxes. That is part of the FOMO thing as well, by the way, which is an interesting sort of a niche thing. When you see others unboxing things, that's why in Counter-Strike Go and Counter-Strike 2, you can still see people unboxing things. In TF2 as well, or rather, you can see what they got in the box. Anyways, carrying on. For instance, on e-commerce websites, a pop-up says, Melody, California, just purchased 5 items minutes ago, blah, blah, blah. It's a very niche definition of FOMO, but it is part of it. Essentially, to push you into doing something. And it's also part of normalization. Anyways, flash sales. On social media, posting attractive deals on social media with coupons that state how long the sale will last encourages immediate action while incentivizing followers to regularly check on their social media pages. Now, does the flash sale does not sound like something we've seen before? Okay, moving on then. Oh, fucking Christ. Excessive member offers, creating members-only club, early access. where subscribers or customers receive special discounts, deals, or early access to products that can encourage them more individuals to sign up. Again, you don't need that's more about the signing up part, but generally speaking, point is, FOMO is about just pushing dipshits on the line to make an action. Anyways, I know I'm being very dickish about this, but I'm fucking sick and tired of people not calling shit a piece of shit. Essentially just saying, oh, well, it's not pay to win, it's just pay to skip, it's time savers. As if that makes the whole, well, not marketing, but the whole action, the whole tactic any more appealing. You just don't want to call it a bad thing. You don't want to call a bad thing a bad thing. And I get it. Your favorite team can do no bad. I get it. Time to break down your heroes. I'm not your hero either. We're all shit, let's be frank, and shit action should be evaluated as separate things, not because, oh hey, I like this company, so the thing that they just did, it's not that bad, or it's, you know, it's not as bad as the next guy or something. A shit action is still shit action. A shit tactic is shit action. Anyways, Beline, so again, I'm just using you as a springboard for it, so try not to be insulted. But here's the thing, right? Generally speaking, in my videos, especially with pay to win, that's why I push so fucking hard back against this bullshit, is that it's just, people are so ingrained in thinking, well, hey, pay to win is this one very niche thing, and we know that it exists in the world, and it's a really bad thing. But when that same fucking thing is being applied to your thing, your team, your favorite product that is made by a company that is not your friend, you still defend them. And that's a normal feature. That's a normal emotional response for anyone. In fact, you know, it's your team. You're gonna be kind and understanding. You know, they can falter, they can fall behind, or do something, or do a misstep. It's not a bad thing, or at least it's not as bad of a thing. But at the same time, the same fucking people look at some other team, a sports team, let's imagine, and when they do even a slightly smaller transgression than your team, you lambast them for all they're worth. Hell, how many times have you fuckers looked at Star Citizen and just laughed at them? And how many times have you criticized and then just memed or shit upon Star Citizen for doing really shitty things? Starfield, the same fucking thing, right? And not to your team, right? Break down your heroes, goddammit. They are not there to be your friends. Your favorite tools, your favorite things, they're not your friends. In gaming, especially, these companies are still companies, and they're not your friend. They don't need your white knighting. Anyways. Right, that's quite the ending of the stream, I suppose, but yeah, thanks for my TED Talk, I'll be here all day. Well, maybe not all day, but, anyways, the thing about, it's very, very noticeable about the FOMO. First of all, people don't understand what the fuck FOMO is in the first place. Like, it's such a easily, well, it's not a terminology you're gonna be constantly encountering, but once you know what it is and how it operates, you notice it everywhere. It's one of those things that unless you've been in marketing, unless you've been in just examining products, reviewing things, or just looking at things more critically, you know, how things are being sold, the whole market stuff, is economy, right, essentially. You don't really notice or get into these terms, but it's very easy sort of a term to grasp. Certainly a lot easier than pay to win, because pay to win has never been, you know, fully described and so on and so forth. But fact of the matter is, if you actually go into the terminology and actually try to define these things as they are, right, you come to new understanding and really start to see more of the world and really start to see where it goes and how it's being used. With pay to win is especially because your average bloke, if you will, your average person never really thinks of pay to win. You've probably heard of pay to win as you know, it's a self-describing term, I guess, right? You think, and we all kind of understand, well, oh, pay to win, you know, somebody opens their wallet and, you know, beats everyone. That's a bad thing. That's a horrible thing, right? Sure. But when it comes to actually defining the term so that it applies universally, irregardless of a game, to any kind of thing where you could actually apply it, well, the term actually expands itself. And as I myself realized, as I made the video about the whole what is pay to win, the video that is currently on my channel's front page, I realized that technically anything with a function is pay to win. Pure and simple. Anything that is being sold in a microtransaction fashion or just extra to a video game is pay to win. And that can be applied to DLCs, that can be applied to expansions, and even cosmetics. Remember, there are plenty of games where having a different camouflage, quite literally, for your soldier, especially for FPS games, has sparked multiple times a pay-to-win accusations. Hold on, let me just find it. There was a pay-to-win skin. Let me see. There we go. I think it was this one. Yeah. Apparently this skin, and yeah, it was one of the skins. Either it was this one or a very similar tree-looking skin that essentially blended into environment so fucking well that it really became a pay-to-win piece because it actually gave you advantage of not being seen. It is camouflage after all. Planet side. Planet side to... for example, in Planet Side, multiple times it has been remarked that giraffe camo, camouflage that actually does not have that much faction-specific coloring on you, actually helped you multiple times. And let's see, it's kind of that one. Damn it, not a good. Damn it. Point being, essentially. When I started actually going into the whole terminology and actually using these things, learning about them, I came to just wider, grander, I guess, understanding of what the thing is and how it operates and how these things go. And then every time I talk about these things, it's interesting that there's at least somebody who's always trying to argue against these terms, especially with pay to win, because hey, not only you're inclined to defend your favorite game against doing something bad, because, well, how could my favorite thing do something as bad as pay to win? So you're already coming into the whole conversation with a bias that, hey, my favorite thing can never be that bad. It can't do this bad thing. They're better than that. But reality is that it does. Even if it is a smaller degree of advantage selling, right? It's still an advantage. Fundamentally, yeah, it's not going to be as grand as I win button or what it tells, but it's still a marketing tactic of selling a piece of a game. And that is a horrible practice overall. Rather than providing you with rather than providing you with the whole experience of the game, making sure that everyone is playing on the level, on same level playing field, well, you're allowing, even if it is such a small advantage, somebody with a wallet to do better than you. Or, hell, even not better than you, just simply, if you just opened your wallet, you would be doing a lot better. And not just in a pretty visual sense, but actually functional way. Which is why everyone hates pay to win so much. FOMO, on the other hand, well, FOMO is an evil. It's part of the marketing evil that is... it's a tool, right? It's a manipulative tool. Fundamentally, it is just a manipulative tool. And then yeah, it's part of marketing. You know, you got to put yourself out there, and you have to freshen it up and dazzle it up, like Americans like to do with many things, just to sell a product. And there is something to be said about the art of being a good salesman. Sure. So still, when you look at it, it's all about manipulation. How best you can convince somebody to indulge and open up their wallet to you. And that, again, not necessarily is a bad thing. It's a tool, but it is still a tool that, in sort of a grinder view, is manipulative, and thus, to a certain degree, it's a bad thing. Or you could say even an evil thing. Assault Tortoise. Well, thank you for subscribing there. Really appreciate it. Much thanks. But yeah, when it comes to FOMO specifically, I really hate it when it's being used. It's an empty tactic, essentially. It essentially is a tool that is used rather than to sell the product on the merits with, you know, good representation. It's using cheap tactics to push somebody into purchasing, you know, making that impulsive decision, rather than after the customer learns about your product, learns what it does, how it does things, and then letting them on their own come to conclusion that yes, it's something that you should buy after enough consideration. No. It's taking out that, or rather, FOMO is essentially attempting to take out that process of customer learning about your product, customer education, essentially. It's trying to skip it. And that, I find, is just cheap and oftentimes an evil practice. You're trying to, well, like I said, just make your customer be impulsive, right? Not think. And when it comes down to it, at least in my videos, I try to say think. At least I try to pose myself in such a way that at least you would be disagreeing and thinking from time to time. So again, there's a lot to be said about FOMO in marketing, where it's good, where it's bad, how it's actually used, and most oftentimes when it comes to games, it's just a bad practice in general. It is a horrible thing that should not exist, but it's part of marketing, and marketing as a whole is most often rather evil than actually good. But without it, you, well, obviously can't sell your product properly. There are exceptions, one of them being more specifically not Starfield, no, not Starship, no, Star Sector, there we go. A rare game that does not need marketing, that goes, or rather sustains itself thanks to word of mouth and that learned presentation and customer education through, just as I said, word of mouth and through positive overall reception that can sell themselves. But as we've seen with many games and many products in the past, without marketing, you can't even get off the gate. For example, arguably, you could say that Concord failed because their marketing was basically non-existent. At least on the definitely on the opening week, they failed because there was basically no marketing, as a matter of fact, and that's why nobody even bothered afterwards. You could say also the same thing is going on, or went on with Avowed, although Avowed actually presented itself a little bit more than that. So there's a bit of that. Either which case. But yeah, Elite Dangerous is basically a word of mouth now. It is a 10-year-old game, so there's plenty of advertisement material online. You know, videos, especially being the main thing that keeps it going. So yeah, game name, please. What you mean? The Star Sector? Star Sector is the game that is wonderful. Check out my videos. I think I made 2 videos about it, so yeah, do recommend it. But yeah, so yeah, the FOMO, the early access. Oh well, hey, be first to fly this ship before everyone else is able to, because no one else, except for people who paid, will be able to fly it. And that still affects environment around, and it's disgusting. Generally speaking, the whole early access periods, all of these things are, you know, sort of ticking clocks, if you will, that are there to simply push you into shelling out money without thinking or waiting. You know, hey, you could play with the damn thing right now if you just paid, or you can wait, right? You can always wait, but you can be always the first one, and especially if the product is really good, like, for example, the ship here, you know, Corsair, and of course all the other all the other new ships, Python, Cobra 5, Type 8, the Mandalay especially. All these ships are extremely good, so that only helps. Well, they are extremely good because otherwise they wouldn't be really selling those early access, or rather, they wouldn't be selling the ship packages, and of course the FOMO period of 3 months is an egregious but very obvious tactic to push those that are not exactly sure whether or not they want to fly it or what else. And of course, when you see your favorite certain creators, shall we call them, flying them around, bragging, or just simply talking about just how good these things are, or your fellow pilots around, right, talking about just how good this Mandalay is, just how far it can jump and do everything. Well, it does put that social pressure on you to think, well, maybe I too want to join the crowd of folks that bought it and played with it. And when it comes to $20, what's $20, right? What's spending $20? So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Rather than selling your game with features and putting in development in new gameplay and quality of life and quality of just overall content for everyone, and selling it appropriately, developers have chosen to use manipulative tricks and, honestly speaking, cutting up actual game and selling it back to you. I find that disgusting, cheap, and exploitative, and highly disagreeable. And then, of course, and this is without me even pointing to something else. And probably in the chats you can, yeah, you can think of a few games at least that I can point to that does things better, especially in the just recent times, right? But well, but I won't even bother. You know what I talk about. Anyways, so for now I'll. Actually, a good question. Before I end, so Wolf, Wolf X UK. Jesus fucking Christ, that name. Anyways, okay, got that. Early access is bad. Technically, it's morally ambiguous, but it is a manipulative tactic. Now, whether or not you consider that as bad or evil, anyways. However, what financial structure could work? Subscriptions? No thanks. And that's the thing. That's the immediate thing that everyone jumps onto. Subscription. You know, hey, we purchased the game. Well, what's the alternative? If we can't get the money in, well, first of all, you have to ask the main question number one: does this game need more money? Tell me, does Elite Dangerous need more money to continue functioning? Right? Think about it. Just think about it. Have Elite Dangerous not sold enough copies to continue functioning for enough time? Let's say 10, 20 years, what else? That's the question number one. Second of all, okay, let's say that it has enough to last forever. Well, maybe not forever. Let's say, you know, these 10 years plus some more time. Okay, the next question is, well, delivering more content. Okay. Well, how can Elite Dangerous continue releasing free, if you will, content without taking in more money? Okay. That's also a fair question. Question about that is really, does Elite Dangerous need to release free content to continue work on it, right? What I'm essentially hinting at is, first things first, right? Fronted Developments releases a video game. They price it accordingly, and everyone who buys it, you know, can play it and so on and so forth. Okay, fine. Elite Dangerous, in this particular prospect, is lucrative enough to continue functioning for X amount of years, right? Fundamentally, Elite Dangerous was a pretty big success when it launched in 2014. So it recouped its $8 million, I think, or was it pound? I think it was pounds. Well, anyways, $8 million, let's say, right? No, pounds were more valuable. Okay, pounds. Let's say pounds. £8 million budget it had for creating the game, right? Elite Dangerous started its development in 2012, technically. Yeah, 2012, with a Kickstarter releasing at the end of 2012, along with Star Citizens and anyways. And overall, according to some reports, it cost $8 million to create. Okay. And it did recoup its budget and got money as a profit on top. All right, that's perfect. Cool. Now, they did release updates here and there, adding some content and so on and so forth to keep the game alive because it's a live service game, but that's their decision. What they decide to release as free thing is completely up to them. Fundamentally, they sold me a game with one-time purchase, and the way it is then, when I purchased it, that's all fine with me. I don't expect any more further free updates. Now, okay, so the game has live, it's a live service game. Cool. That's their decision to make their game require internet connection to keep functioning. I didn't ask for it. Now, of course, I bought into it, so you could say I am complicit in accepting that that they need servers to continue functioning. Okay, well, the part of the budget of making the game is also allocating enough money for future continuation of the service in case of Elite Dangerous for servers, right? So Elite Dangerous cost 8 million pounds, and add, let's say, 2 extra million for the server costs for next 5 years. And that's reasonable for, let's say, fine, 4 years, right? Average live service game usually is about 4 years. Fine. In that time, fine, fair enough. What do you do afterwards? Well, you need to release a new product. Well, what do you do then? Well, Elite Dangerous already from the back in the day decided to do multiple things, and one of them, sadly, was microtransactions. So yeah, but microtransactions didn't pay for the upkeep of the servers. Well, it's still money, it's liquid assets, and blah blah blah. The point is, microtransactions. They're generally microtransactions are there to extract as much money without upper limit from the customer base as possible, rather than supporting and providing the business with future R&D budget or what else. Fundamentally, just like with the game itself, before you release a game, right, you take out a loan, you spend money from your coffers wherever you can find the money, right? You first spend money to create something, and then release it and price it accordingly. That's how most business tend to operate, right? So then, if you want to, let's say, continue running your live service game after those first initial 4 years, from which you already allocated the budget in creating the game, well, you can always just take the extra money that is left over from the profits and the recouped budget, for example, spend a little bit extra time, or in the meantime, for those 4 years when the game is progressing and just living, spend that time and create another, let's say, an expansion. Yes, Wolf, you did mention the DLCs, I think. Completely agree. Fighting games holding back the characters for the DLC no good. Buying the whole game is better. Right, but yeah, what I'm hinting at very slowly here is essentially going live service and having server upkeep or necessary server upkeep is something that the company decided for themselves, for their own product. And I don't fucking care, nor is it my task or duty or even responsibility to give a fuck about their ongoing upkeep costs. What I expect from them is for their product to function continuously, right? Because I paid one-time price. I didn't subscribe to anything, and pure and simple, they decided to sell me a full, assumedly finished product. So here's the thing, right? What I'm going into is also the stop killing games movement right now, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to repeat the same things, but ultimately, if they want, let's say that the company wants to still continue having control over their product, and rather than releasing, let's say, server code or whatnot else for the end of live support, whatnot else, like I said previously, Elite Dangerous, as an example, has made enough money to continue running for, frankly speaking, over 10 years, and over the years they've also started released the season pass, and that was sort of a shitty version of a DLC expansion, whatever. But that's the thing. You release, or rather you set aside some cash first and foremost, or use the profits from the last project, and use that for R&D, and of course building the next game, or the expansion of it, right? And Elite Dangerous was easily able to do that without dipping their toes into microtransactions. They still can do that. well, arguably speaking, not so much, but when you're not beholden to releasing quality content and you can shit out and fart out cheap garbage, microtransactions, then releasing content becomes far secondary, if not tertiary, or whatever option numbered down the list. So fundamentally, the server costs and server running. First of all, not only that sort of a business principle, but the cost of running servers is not that much. Fact of the matter is, like what I've said before, Elite Dangerous cost a certain amount of money. The upkeep of the game and its official support servers, it does cost money, true, but it doesn't cost as much as some people seem to indicate. Fact of the matter is, we don't really know how much actually Frontier is spending to maintain their online services. Oops. But reality is it costs way less than most people think. So, yeah. Let's see. Hello, young. Say, loved watching your videos. Help me make a choice on what ship to buy. Alrighty then. Well, hopefully you're not Hopefully you're not spending real money on the most recent releases. It's of course your money, and you can spend it however you want. But ultimately, yeah. So basically, go the route of Guild Wars 2 paid expansions. Yes. That's exactly what I mean. If you want to continue supporting your product, there has been easily a very simple and tried and true way of supporting a game post-launch. And that is expansions. To a lesser degree, to a certain degree, DLCs, depends on how and what you call a DLC, what it does. But ultimately, expansions. Pure and simple. Expansions are a thing to go forward. Not only that is supporting the game itself, but it makes sure that everyone who buys it is in the same playfield. Everyone is equal in the said playfield. And no one is given the opportunity to cheat. Right? Just like with the pay-to-win microtransaction bullshit. Or essentially banking on the vast minority of your customer base to support your majority of development. And by that I mean microtransactions are purchased by minority of the customer base. Arguably, you could say the data is around 5 to 20% of the customers actually buy the microtransactions. Imagine running your game or maintaining your game on only 5 to 20% of your customers, relying on that. Well, reality is no company does that. In fact, they are banking on the extra resources, the additional, without a cap, money sink to come from those people. And the whole idea of a game being run on a minority of the fan base feels honestly disgusting, like I've said before and before. But yeah, no. This is why I highly, highly despise microtransactions these days, and especially pay to win, because pay to win is also another thing that just no. It worsens the game, and it makes it inarguably just a better experience, because, well, it is. You are doing far better if you open up your wallet than if you don't. So, yeah. Anyways, And yeah, I could also remind people that, hey, well, what was the fuck brain, and I lost the train of thought here. Oh, right. Also, the fact that there's a switch from microtransactions to, or rather from, when a company focuses away from releasing quality package like an expansion and focuses on microtransactions, the focus is not on the content anymore. That's one of the things that I've railed on so much about with Elite Dangerous and other games. Because you are now focusing on releasing these small little content pieces, so-called content, you know, skins and so on and so forth. The quality of those skins, the coolness factor of them, or the impact of pay to win is the main selling point. Not the quality of the whole game, or more specifically, the expansion portion. No longer the gameplay becomes the focal point of improvement, but actually release of these jingling keys. And that's the problem. That's why these microtransactions are so fucking bad. Why the games become shitter the more stuff we cram into them. It's less about making the game better and just rather creating vehicles through which these little jingling keys can be shoved in your face. Sure, the game might release an update here and there that is actually improving gameplay. But that's most of the time, if not always, being done in order to facilitate even further jingling keys being, you know, put in front of you. And do you think that the game can become better through that? Well, you're certainly more hopeful than I am. Anyways. Enough of the life lessons by Yamix. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of more real talk and stupid talk, I guess, in many places. But yours truly, I'll be bidding you adieu. I'll see you then next time. I'll see what I can do for... What is today? Today's 6th. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'll see you then next week. Essentially, I'll do probably a little bit of combat testing and then try and release the whole review by the end of next week. Hopefully, it won't take that long, but we'll see. Either which case, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Next time, do join the Discords, and if you want to support my fight for better games and all that good stuff, check out the Patreon, and I really appreciate the support there. Or YouTube members, Twitch subscribers, and all that stuff. Of course, join the Discords for just chatting around, and I'll see you then next time. Where the fuck is the button?